critical broadcast alert.
It's the Sporting Hour with Lynwood Robinson.
It's the Sporting Hour with Lynwood Robinson.
All right, we're back again for another edition of the Sporting Hour. I'm the host, yours truly, Lynwood Robinson. My stat board guy, Mr. Antonio Castillo's in tow, and my man, my co-host, Happy Cole, comic extraordinaire, nationally known comedian, is on deck, waiting to come on as soon as I hit this woodshed. As you know, the woodshed is our segment where we take to task anybody connected with sports, be it a player, coach, fan, executive, whoever. We let them have it. Here we go. It's a volatile thing. Most can't handle it. It completely changes them. Nice guy, girl, man or woman, they obtain it, and it completely changes them. What am I speaking of? Power. In hip-hop vernacular, or in a certain neighborhood that I grew up in, it's called juice. I've been on the receiving end of this in some of my employment history. You work with someone, everything's fine. They get a promotion, and they go nuts. They become a micromanager. They become a predatory monster. They don't want to hear nothing you got to say. And they revel. They love sticking it to you. In effect, become the very thing they used to complain about. People can't help themselves sometimes. This syndrome or phenomenon is alive and kicking in the world of sports too. There's one sport where it's more common than in others. In baseball, it takes a team. You got to have a defense. Strong pitching helps you win. Batting's great, but the pitching and the defense is what really does it. In football, you got to be strong on both sides. Well, now in modern day football, you got to have a quarterback. But in football, you got to be strong on both sides. Meaning you need a group of good players, a group of athletes, guys that can make plays. But in basketball, one super duper star changes everything. You can go from an also ran from a lowly team, add that great player, everything changes. But with that, there is power. Particularly in this day and age where AAU and all that, and kid is stroked his whole life. He just shows any athletic promise, or if he's a good player, the best kid in his group, everybody makes excuses for him, and they start making a way for him. The NBA is rife with this. The history of the powerful superstar who drive out coaches if they're not happy. Now I have a list of great players who are guilty of this, who have wielded their power, sometimes in good ways, but most of the time in bad ways. We don't talk about the bad ways. Now, here we go with the guys that I can remember off the top of my head. I didn't even research. I just remembered this off the top of my head. James Harden. Remember, goes from OKC, 6-man, gets traded to Houston. Horrible defender, lackadaisical, not even devout non-defender. Terrible locker room guy, but didn't like head coach Kevin McHale. Guess who's out? The $15 million, $20 million a year player, or the $2 million a year coach? The coach is gone. Now, I'm going back a little bit, and I'm happy to remember this name. Richard Hamblin, they called him Rip for the Pistons. A great run-around player, catch-and-shoot player. His first few years in Detroit, it's okay. He's rising, but John Kuster, the coach at the time, didn't like the way he was defending or non-defending. So he put him on the bench. Rip Hamilton stops coming to practice, and like-minded teammates joined him. It was basically a mutiny. Guess who's out? John Custer, who has Carolina connections, by the way. Kobe Bryant was instrumental, all-time great, in my opinion, the second greatest scoring guard in the history of the game to Michael Jordan. Would you agree, Antonio?
Agreed.
Yes. Kobe Bryant was great, but he wielded power. He was instrumental in getting Shaq shipped out of there to Miami. And by the way, he won a championship in Miami the very next year. And Phil Jackson was so done with Kobe Bryant, he left. Later came back though, and the Lakers won a championship with that Pau Gasol crazy trade. DeMarcus Cousins, you remember that guy, Kentucky? Tony, you okay? Yeah, you remember DeMarcus Cousins? Yeah, he was DeMarcus Cousins was a good player on a losing team, though. A good player in Sacramento. Warring with George Karl. Karl eventually gets dismissed. There's another. I'm sorry. Hold on here. Jason Kidd took an ordinary team, New Jersey Nets, now Brooklyn Nets, to back-to-back NBA Finals, albeit in a wretched East, but he did it all the time warring with head coach Byron Scott. Guess who's out? A big-time shouting match happened in the locker room on more than one occasion. Shortly thereafter, like 2-3 games later, Byron Scott out. Now, NBA fans out there, early 2000s, remember Deron Williams with the Utah Jazz? Had a budding young point guard rival with one Chris Paul. He could not coexist with Coach Jerry Sloan. Jerry Sloan, a legend, coaching Utah, I don't know, 18 seasons, 20 seasons. All of a sudden, Jerry Sloan is out, and then the Jazz still trade Deron Williams, or he signs a free agent deal. I can't remember if it was a trade or a deal with Brooklyn, and then he's out of the league like 3 years later. But the number one, and I mean the number one guy. Oh, I'm missing one. Magic Johnson, after winning that championship his rookie year, that great run, forced out Paul Westhead the next year because he didn't like the offense because they were slowing it down and posting up. Magic wanted to run. Westhead out. Ironically, Westhead became the guy who had that fast-paced offense in Denver. Still the highest-scoring team in NBA history in the 90s. Still had a high-scoring team, 126 points a game, and then everybody knows what he did at Loyola Marymount. But the greatest, I think, the best one, was Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard hugged publicly, a camera moment, hugs Stan Van Gundy, saying he's not trying to get him fired. 4 days later, Stan Van Gundy's out. But in that same camera moment, after Howard left, Van Gundy said, he's trying to get me out of here, and he was gone. The point I'm making is, NBA players, great players, have ultimate power. You would never see an NFL player or a Major League Baseball player demand that a coach is out of there and the coach is gone. Doesn't happen. Not in football, buddy. That's why the contracts aren't guaranteed, only the signing bonus. But you got to stand back in awe of the present day guy. The number one guy. Who am I talking about, Antonio? Giannis. Giannis, I call him Greek Freak because I can't pronounce his last name. A truly great player, has had 4 coaches in the last 6 months. And I am not making that up. 4 coaches in 6 months, bro. Budenholzer, who was very good, by the way. Yeah, he did. Won a championship. Adrian Griffin, 30-13. He gets fired. The interim coach, Joe Prunty, and now Doc Rivers. Adrian Griffin got fired, 30-13. What's that, like 70%? That's ridiculous. All because the superstar the $200 million guy didn't like him. Giannis got so much power. I'm sorry, man. If that's not appeasing a great player, I don't know what is. His brother plays in the NBA, man. Antonio, they calling us next week, man. Man, you going to try out. And Hap can get just as many rebounds that guy got. And I'm telling you. His brother, who was not an NBA player, makes $2.3 million a year.
That's the Thanasis.
Stinks. Well, I wouldn't say he stinks, but I'm saying he's not an NBA guy.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be on anybody's team except Milwaukee because his brother is one of the best 4 or 5 players in the league and a 2-time MVP.
He seems like a G League type of guy.
As in garbage. Yeah. But what I'm saying is the NBA player has power like nobody else. No, not in baseball, not in football, and I can't speak for hockey. Not in hockey either, man. Get out of here with that. Now, I think I have my co-host on deck here. Mr. Hap Cole, are you there, sir?
Peace and love, baby. Peace
What's
and
happening?
love.
Yeah, comedian extraordinaire Happy Cole. What's going on, Hap?
Oh, not a damn thing. What's up?
No shows? He's at home. He's in Cleveland. He's on the ship.
Yes, I'm at home right now.
You're at home, man.
That's a rarity right there. You're always on the go.
Yeah. Living the good life in 45-degree weather. Yeah,
How cold is that?
That's how you live it. That's how you live in large, and you know you're large. Go outside and see your breath.
And come right back.
Because it's bad.
And come right back in. And come right back in.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Happy. Jan's his
Yeah.
brother, man. Come on, man.
No, that's very true. You said about G for the garbage league. That's funny.
He is not. I'm not saying he's not a good athlete. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but he is not an NBA player, man. Get out of here with that.
Well, I think that that was part of Giannis's deal.
Yeah. Giannis is a great, great, surefire Hall of Fame, all-time great player. And in order to keep him in Milwaukee, they appeased him and signed his brother. Get out of here. But Hap, what about those names I brought up, man? James Harden. You remember he got Mikal?
No.
He got Mikal shipped
All
out.
true.
And then also ruined Steve Nash.
Yeah.
Rip
Well,
Hamilton.
Yeah, it's amazing, though, that you would think a player like Hamilton would have that kind of power. I mean, I don't know why he did,
Yeah, no one's gonna say
quite sure.
no one's gonna say Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, Jerry West, Iverson, Michael Jordan. I'm talking about the 2 guard and Rip Hamilton. No one's gonna say that, right?
No.
He's a good player, not a great one. A very good player,
Yeah.
actually, not a great one though. He's part of a great team.
And that's why I don't understand how he had the power to make that happen.
I think because his teammates joined him and started skipping practices just like he was doing. The management said we got to do something, and Custer was the scapegoat.
And it's always the coach. It's very rarely the player.
The money.
Because the player,
It's the money difference.
The player's an investment. So
Yeah, a big time, long term.
the coach is extendable. So it's it's actually one of those things, Wood and Antonio, where if I'm coaching you,
Right.
and I run the offense that I've known my whole life and it's worked other places, and if for some reason you, the big man on campus, don't like it,
Right.
you will act like a baby and go cry to management.
And not put forth the effort. Yeah. Not to make it work.
Management's got to say, well, before we get into a whole big thing here, the easiest thing to do,
Replace the coach.
let's just get rid of the coach.
Yeah. Let's make this guy happy.
Yeah, because that's potential income for them. So
Yeah.
they don't want him going anywhere.
Yeah. What about DeMarcus Cousins, man? Do you have any thoughts about that guy? He was really good with Sacramento.
Well,
he was.
Marcus Cousins was one of those kind of people that didn't like anything, didn't like any situation.
And he was one
You couldn't
playoff
appease
series.
that guy.
One playoff
Couldn't please him.
series One
Didn't
playoff
do
series,
anything.
Hap. One playoff series. I'm sign a 150 deal, 150 million, 175 deal back then. Remember, he hurt his knee in that playoff against Portland.
Well, he always had it seems to me, and I don't know him well enough to say this, but it seemed like to me he always had a bad attitude.
Oh, that I don't think there's any question about that. I don't think there's any question about that.
No matter what situation he was in, it just seemed like he always had a pissed off or angry attitude.
He had problems at Kentucky.
Everything.
Yeah, he
had
problems.
everything.
Yeah. So, yeah. But maybe he's in China now and playing and making some millions. So because I know he hurt his knee, and he was one play. I think Tony had a point to make.
He and AD were nice together in
New Orleans.
Then,
Yeah.
And who was that guard that helped that was running that thing? Drew Holiday.
Oh, sure was.
Yeah, Drew Holiday. Man.
Yeah.
But then Cousins got hurt, if I'm recalling correctly.
Davis was always knick-knack hurt, but Cousins got seriously hurt.
Yeah, I think it tore his ACL or
Yeah,
something.
he tore his knee up. No,
Yeah.
Achilles.
Was it his? Oh, yeah, it was
Achilles,
the Achilles. But they had a squad that season.
And came back and did it again, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
they had a legit team then.
Yeah.
Boogie, 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 can't you see?
Pretty
Your
good, Hap.
whining and crying is killing me.
That's great. Boogie, boogie, boogie. Can't you see? That's good, Hap.
I thought you were going to throw Achilles in there somewhere.
That's pretty good.
I was about to have to hit record real quick.
I gotta admit, that was pretty good, Hap. Yeah, he's a player, but like I said, man, attitude was horrible.
They probably were. Some people were probably happy when he got hurt. You hate to say that, but they probably were. That means he couldn't play.
Oh, you know they were. Yeah.
They had
And they
such a
probably
squad,
had better
though.
chemistry without him.
I don't think so.
I just remember. No,
They were balling that season.
they got every rebound.
Yeah.
I remember being really impressed with Holiday then because of course he's younger, but he's like that nice size at guard. He could defend, man. That's what he could do. He could Yeah, he would get you. He was averaging about right at 20, but not hunting at 20 though, like a what do you call it? Efficient 20. Yeah, he could play, man. Yeah, he's still playing well, but he's getting up there now though. Hap, all right, DeMarcus Cousins. What do you think, Hap? You remember Stephon Marbury?
Of course.
Yeah, Larry Brown. He killed Larry Brown, and he killed Isaiah Thomas. Well, some might say Isaiah Thomas killed himself, but yeah, Isaiah Thomas became suspended.
Isaiah Thomas did kill himself.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'll say. It's one of my all-time favorite players to watch. Yes, maybe a bad coach. I'm speaking of Isaiah Thomas. Maybe a bad coach, maybe a bad GM, and he
Maybe.
Hap, and he individually wrecked the CBA. Remember the CBA, Continental Basketball Association?
Yeah.
But what can't they say? That he wasn't a player.
No.
Can't say that. Can't say that. All the things may be true, but you can't say he wasn't.
There
He
are
wasn't
a lot of things about him, but that's not one of them.
That's one of them.
No.
Yeah, it's not one of them. Happy. You remember Carmelo Anthony? I left him out. Carmelo Anthony with the Knicks. He was
Of course.
openly jealous of the Jeremy Lin thing when that Lin Stanley thing went on for like a month or whatever,
Mhm.
and he openly rebelled against it, and he got Mike D'Antoni forced out. Yep, that's power. Magic Johnson forces out Paul Westhead. So,
Well, Magic, there's a few players that should have that kind of power. I'm not saying that they should use it or execute it, and Magic is one of them, He should have the ultimate power because he did everything for the Lakers.
he's a cut above, yeah. Yeah, he was incredible. He was incredible, man.
If I'm a player, I'm not following Rick Hamilton to not play.
Yeah,
What?
I'm following Magic, though. Yeah, I'm with you.
Rick, you're not great enough to do that, man. These people are not smart to follow you not to play.
But the names I could call out, I know Tayshaun Prince was one of them. Remember him?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice
Tayshaun
man,
Prince
brother.
didn't show up. Yeah,
Smooth.
great defender. Remember time remember that great block he had when Reggie Miller stole that ball and tried to lay it in, and Prince chased him down and blocked it. Yeah, great. Yeah, but Magic. You know what, man? For me, of course, Magic had that great finals and all that, and he was a great rookie and a great Magic Johnson. When they traded Norm Nixon to the Clippers and gave Magic Johnson the keys altogether to the Laker offense, that's when his third year, That's when he really blossomed, man, and became a super duper 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 star. Now, obviously, he was great before that, but that's when he became.
But he was waiting on Nixon to exit.
Yeah, soon they traded Norm Nixon, man. They gave Matt. That's when that Showtime and all that stuff started happening, man. And Hap this might be a callback, Hap. The greatest sports porn name of all time, but it became famous so fast, no one realized it. Magic Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
That's a great porn name.
But great porn name, man. But
Big Trickle.
maybe. Larry Brown. Yeah. Hey, Hap, Mo Cheeks. Forgot about that one, Mo Cheeks.
Mo Cheeks.
Mo Cheeks. Yeah. Dick Trickle probably is up there too, though. That race car driver.
Yeah, Big Trickle. Man.
Mo Cheeks. But yeah, and
Some young guy.
that's not a real person.
Yeah, he played for the Chinese national team.
That's from what's that movie? What's that movie? Oh, Happy. You owe us 2 jokes, man, because we didn't get you last week. You owe us 2 jokes, man. So be thinking for the John.
All right.
And the greatest, not greatest, but Dwight Howard's up there too, with the hug of Stan Van Gundy, then got him fired 4 days later.
Yeah, he's caused some. You know, if Shaq had stayed in Orlando.
Yeah, he forced his way out, but he didn't get a coach fired. He just forced his way out.
If he stayed there, he would have.
Penny Hardaway got my man fired though, Brian whatever. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, that guy. He was a good coach, man.
I thought he was good. I see him right now. That gray hair, short
guy, gray hair. Yeah.
But I will go on record as saying, man, for one, Penny Hardaway is the greatest high school player I've ever seen. Ever. And he would have been one of the best pros, but he got hurt. Kind of like Grant Hill's story. Those 2 guys are incredible, but injuries robbed them. But they both got paid though before they got robbed.
You think if you were picking a team, who would you start with, Grant or Penny?
Grant, because he's a great defender. Happy, you remember Glenn Robinson from Purdue, the big dog, right?
Yes, I do.
Led nation scoring like 2 years. I mean, 31, 32 points a game. And they played.
Called the Rifleman.
Yeah, no, the big dog. The Rifleman was Chuck Person.
Oh, Chuck Person.
Listen to me now. They played Duke plays Purdue in the I think Mid-East Regional Final, and they built it as big dog against Grant Hill. Grant Hill held that mug to 13 points, man. I mean, was in his grill the whole game. It was crazy. 13 points and scored 27 himself. Grant Hill, he had his finest senior year with a team that I ever seen, man. It was incredible. He took 4 guys I wouldn't pick up in pickup ball and almost won a championship. That's how good he was.
Well, he was exceptional, man. I mean, and
off the charts in my mind.
He to me was a generational player.
Oh my God! And missed 5 full seasons in the NBA, man, because of that ankle, and then played until almost 40 years old because he came back. And they say that Phoenix had the best team, like training and rehab and all that stuff in the league. So when he got traded to Phoenix, man, he was playing again all of a sudden. He was great. He was really good, man.
Yeah.
We missed out on that one. That we couldn't watch those 5 prime years. You know, he got traded to Orlando. He never played a minute with McGrady. What a tandem that would have been.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Wood.
Yes.
Antonio.
Tony, listen up.
Yes, sir.
You guys know what is 6 inches long, 2 inches wide, and drives the women wild?
Uh-oh. It's my joke. All right, let me think. Say it again now. 6 inches long, 2 inches wide, and drives the women wild. And drives the women wild.
Dollar bill.
What?
$100 bill.
That's pretty good, Antonio. That's pretty good.
Difference between
That's pretty good. That's funny though. Go ahead.
What's the difference between your wife and your job?
What?
Let's say something like
Tony ain't got nothing. Tony ain't got nothing for this
He's
one.
gonna say something
I,
like you
I don't know if
can
I can say this on the air, man.
Yeah. You can't go there, man. We don't want to get the FCC on us. All right, we'll do
Yeah,
it.
I can't say that.
You said
man.
it. You tell it at the break. You tell
Yeah.
it at the break.
All right, so you owe the listeners another one.
Yeah.
Whenever one comes to
You
you.
got to think of one man later.
Hey,
Yo.
can I say? Trying to think. Can I say G-spot?
I don't see why not.
You just said it.
Yeah. He just did it, but I don't see. That's not
Oh.
bad though.
Okay.
I don't think that's bad.
I don't know.
What's the
I'm not an FCT guy, but I don't think that's bad. Go.
difference between a G-spot and a golf ball?
What?
Guys that search for a golf ball 3 hours.
That's a good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I know he hit it over here. That's pretty good. Huh. That's why he makes money at it, man. I just steal jokes. All right, we need a UNC basketball update. UNC's playing Miami's at UNC tonight. What's the score, Antonio?
The score is 61-50 with 7:12 left in the second half.
And Carolina being up, correct?
And Carolina is up, yes.
Okay. All right.
Did you say 61 to 50?
61-50.
I did.
Okay.
All right. We'll completely change. We're done with the woodshed. But Hap, do you believe the NBA player has power like no other sport?
Well, there's a few reasons why that is, Lynwood.
Go.
It's the makeup of the human being. You know, nobody in sport probably has more power than Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, whoa. Say again?
Nobody in sport probably has more power than Patrick Mahomes.
As we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
okay, you got to break that down.
He doesn't
Wield it.
take advantage of the situation. He doesn't, go out of his way to get people fired or get people traded or whatever. He could. He certainly could. He could go to Andy Reid and say, look, these guys dropped 100 balls this year, man. Come on.
They got to go.
Come on.
And they'll cut you in football.
Now, that's what I'm saying, but he doesn't do that. So I think it's the makeup of the individual. I think some individuals like a Harden or the guy we were just talking about a few minutes ago, that Boogie,
Yeah.
I think they, not bad people to begin with, but they had a horrible attitude to begin with before they even came to the NBA.
And they created the monsters and let it grow.
Well, no, I don't. I think they were already like that. I think all they did was, once they realized how much power they had, I think they just became themselves.
And once you get in the FU money,
know?
yeah, I got you. And Tony has something to say here.
Are there more divas in the NBA than in any other sport?
I don't think there's any question about that.
And are NBA players less coachable because they want to do their own thing than players in other sports?
Well, I'll say
Well,
this.
I don't-
Go ahead, App. I'm sorry. I'll go after you. Go.
I don't know if there's more divas in basketball than anywhere else, but I will say this to answer your follow-up question.
What?
Basketball is a game where one guy can get you a bucket.
Yeah, that's what I said during the woodshed. You're right. One guy can
So
change everything.
It is one of those things where basketball, even though it's a team sport,
It's more individual.
it goes back and forth between individual and team.
Whereas baseball masquerades as a team sport, but it's really an individual sport. The hitter against the pitcher. I'm with you, Happy.
No, I think baseball is a team sport.
No, your team can't help you. No one can set a pick. No one can block for you. None of that. It's you against
What do you
nine
mean
guys.
Your team can't hit you.
Huh?
What do you mean your team can't help you?
When you're out there batting, who can help you?
The next batter, if I get a single, he's got to move me around. I'm just stuck there. I need his help.
No, yeah, I get that, but it's him.
Well, then
You
that
can't
doesn't
help.
help you.
You can't help him though. You're just on base. That's not true. Ricky Henderson could, the greatest player of all, the greatest leadoff hitter of all time.
I'm saying I can help a batter if I steal bases, if I throw the pitcher's attention off, if I wave at him while he's getting ready to wind up. I mean, there's a lot of things I can do to help the batter.
I really believe.
A lot of things the batter can do to help the runner.
I really believe in the end though.
Are there less factors in basketball than there are in baseball, though? Because you can get the ball in basketball and just go to the rim, shoot a three, what have you, as opposed to there's so many more factors, I feel like,
in baseball, they can intentionally walk you.
Hockey or whatever.
In baseball, they can intentionally walk you, bean you. They can do all kinds of stuff. But that's a good point. I never thought about that.
That is a good point.
That's a good point. I'm going to have to amend my team sport mastering an individual sport stance. I'll think about that.
Yeah, baseball's a team sport, man. Because then the pitcher guy hits the ball. Somebody's got to help the pitcher keep his numbers down. They got to catch it. So
yeah, I'm saying offense against defense is 1 against 9. But yeah, you're right. If I'm Ricky Henderson or a great leadoff batter or a great base runner, I can disrupt the pitcher. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, you can. So, I think, Antonio, I honestly believe this. All right. I think the basketball players, out of all the sports, I think the basketball players are given the most leeway to act stupid.
Because what we said earlier, what you and I both said, one guy changes everything. One great player in basketball he plays both sides of the ball, offense and defense. He can get his own basket. He can do all those things.
Or if he's just a great scorer, because Harden doesn't play both sides.
Sure as hell does not.
No, he's a devout non-defender and team leader. Yeah, he's devout in both.
He does not play both sides. He plays.
Happy you disappeared. Are you still there?
I said he plays offense.
And offense.
And then he plays. I'm going to run back.
Yeah. All right. Are we done with the power of the NBA player? I'll say this before we go. The NBA player wields power because of marketing, and they don't have helmets or hats on, and the fans are right on top of them so people can identify with them. You can see the beads of sweat in an NBA player. You're so close. Football, no. Baseball, no. But basketball, yes. That's why the NBA guy leads all sports and endorsements. Well, North American sports anyway. All right. Happy.
Yes.
Mahomes versus Brady. And Happy and I talked before the show. You give Mahomes the edge, or you still give it to Brady?
Well, obviously the numbers say that Brady is, because of the championships.
And he also played longer, though, so we'll see.
But I do believe that Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Tom Brady.
Now, you brought up something today while we were talking that I wish I could have taken credit for. No one prepared. This is Happy's words, not mine. I'm giving my co-host credit. No one prepares for Brady running the ball, but they had to prepare for Mahomes running the ball because, like Hap said, 3 to 5 times a game, he'll break out that 15 to 20-yard, 25-yard run. Right, Hap?
That is right.
You don't have to compare.
Exactly what I said.
You only prepare for Brady passing the ball. Mahomes can run it too, and smart enough to get down or get out of bounds before he takes a nasty hit.
Yep.
Yep.
And it happens every big game.
Yeah.
It happens every big game. There's always 5 or 6 plays where you'll have him 3rd and 12 or 4th and 4 or something like that, and that guy will get out and he'll get the first down.
Yeah. And like I said, not take the big hit. And another one of Happy Cole's gems, and again I'm giving him credit. It'd be like me stealing one of his jokes and getting paid for it. Happy says Mahomes is the MJ, the Michael Jordan of his time. Explain to the people why you say this.
I mean, well, it's simple because he is keeping, like Jordan did, a lot of great players from winning championships.
Now, what I told Hap earlier today was I'm kind of pissed at him because he came to that before I did. Kind of mad, but it's true though. It's
Yeah,
true.
I
He's
mean,
keeping. Jordan kept Barkley. He kept Ewing. He kept Karl Malone, John Stockton, Gary Payton. All those guys are winning championships, and Mahomes is doing the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good
Yep,
point. That's
he
a
is.
great point. Yeah, he's doing the same
And
thing,
I-
man.
And I know that, when you play against Kansas City, the X factor for me is if you're a defense coordinator, you have to guess how and when he's going to run. You just have to guess.
And I said earlier today to Happy, why don't they put a spy on him? And then Happy said, which is common sense. I'm sure it's not original thought, but it's a good point. If you do that, then you take away one of your coverage guys, and you're even more susceptible. Correct?
Yep, he'll find him.
He'll find him, man. And you compared him to Michael Jordan. I compare him to Jordan and what Michael did and Magic Johnson, because if you got him, he'll throw it underhanded. He'll like, you know what I'm saying, shuffle it, or he'll throw it left-handed. A la Magic Johnson.
Well, I don't know if that's a good comparison.
I think so.
because,
But anyway,
that's what Magic was supposed to do, throw the ball like that.
but Magic was great, man. That guy. I don't think nobody. Oh my
He's
God.
not in my top 10, so
You said it because you think he's one of the worst defenders of all time. Correct?
let's be clear.
What's that?
He is, not that I think.
He is one of the worst defenders ever lived.
Yes.
I think what happened to the Lakers, man, when on their great run, they were they said, okay, Magic's gonna get torched by Kevin Johnson, Tim Hardaway, Isaiah Thomas, the great quick small guard, but he's also gonna have 25 points and 20 assists, so we'll live with that. But he is one of the worst defenders ever. But what was his fail safe at? If he got beat, who was back there waiting on him?
Kareem was back
Yeah,
there.
Kareem, man. Yeah, so he had one of the things that a lot of players didn't have, man. So, yeah, he tried, man, but just like Magic could look over, he was so big, he could look over the opponent, the guy guarding him. He just could not stay in front of the Isaiah Thomases, like I said, the Hardaways and Kevin. That 1990 when Magic won the MVP, Kevin Johnson for Phoenix embarrassed him in that Western Conference playoff. Ate him alive. He couldn't guard him.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, he couldn't guard him.
He's slow of foot. Put it briefly, slow of foot.
Magic is a true case of a great basketball player who wasn't a great athlete by any stretch of imagination. He wasn't incredibly fast, except with the ball in his hands. Didn't have great lateral movement. He wasn't a great leaper, but he's a great basketball player. That's what he was. A great offensive player. He could board, though.
Yeah, you say the same thing about Larry Joe Bird.
Larry Joe made three second team all defense. I don't know how, but he did. I want somebody to explain that one to me. Listen to this. Antonio, what's the worst NBA Defensive Player of the Year award given ever in your lifetime? What you can remember?
To a specific player?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, easily Marcus Smart.
And Mark Gasol got it too which I didn't understand.
I'd take the Marc Gasol one over.
Was a good defensive player.
Say again, Hap.
Antonio doesn't think the Candyman was a good defensive player.
The Candyman.
The Candyman.
Oh, wait. Who we talking about? I'm drawing a blank here. The Candyman.
Go ahead.
Marcus Camby.
No, Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart from Boston.
No, Marcus Camby was great. Marcus Camby was a great defender. Great defender.
Because, guards don't typically get that award, but for Marcus Smart to get it.
and getting torched by.
You remember
Curry.
when Steph lit him up? Man, Steph
It's
lit
like
him
48.
up so badly.
It was like 48, but like all clutch 48.
yeah.
But
and
Steph lights up a lot of people. But what I'm saying is this.
no, he made it a point to light him up, I feel
Listen to me. Listen to me. Hap, who's won as a guard defensive player of the year? 3 guys. Jordan. Happy you're away from the. You're fading, Hap. I can't hear you.
Gary Payton.
Jordan, Gary Payton, and Marcus Smart.
We know it's sure the hell not Michael Jordan. I mean, Magic Johnson.
Man, when you get off Magic Johnson, man. Now, Hap, you remember, man, when we first met, we were young, man, and we were at that bar, He's Not Here, and watching the finals, and you and me were the only 2 in the bar pulling for the Lakers. Remember?
Yep. Sure do. Sure do
Like,
remember that.
Antonio, Boston would score, and the bar would go crazy. And then the Lakers score, and 2 would go, yeah! It's me and Hap.
It's you and I.
Yeah.
You and I.
You know I know what that's like.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Antonio knows that like a Duke fan in Chapel Hill. So, yeah. Carolina score, made the whole ball go crazy. And then Duke score, you hear this.
You know,
Faintly.
you know the best time though, when Austin Rivers hit that 3 over Zeller. Folks were ready to storm the. I was at Rec Room,
Man.
and folks were ready to storm
Hey, you
Franklin
remember
Street.
that? You remember that shot, man? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He backed up and hit it.
What they call it? Sized them up.
He's back. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Got the ball backed up on the switch, waved off the other people, and bottoms. He's on ESPN now.
I call that nepotism, but you know,
I'm with you.
just me.
Well, what's the guy's name? Remember Big Baby?
Glenn Davis.
Glenn Davis. And also was going at it, and Big Baby said, "Shut up, man. You got your money. Your daddy gave you your money." Remember, Doc Rivers was the coach and the general manager for the Clippers, and he gave Austin Rivers that $27 million deal.
I do remember that.
Yeah. All right. So we're getting back. We got our point here. So Happy.
Yes, sir.
If Mahomes wins, I think if Mahomes wins 2 more Super Bowls, he's right there with Brady, if not better. But 3 versus 6. Come on now.
Well, it's kind of hard to say, man. I would agree with that, though. I think that he
gotta win
earned
2
the
more.
right to be mentioned in that same sentence for Brady. Yeah, I agree with that. 2 more. Not 1 more, but 2 more.
2 more.
Yeah. They got a good thing in Kansas City. They got a real good thing there. And I don't know who is going to be able to stop them, you know. The only thing that's going to really help them or hurt them, somebody gets hurt,
It's got to be the 49ers. Hap.
or Andy Reid decides to retire. And I'll be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the 49ers can beat them.
It's the only team you can do it. It's the only team you can do it. Antonio's got something to say here. Go, Antonio.
No, I was just thinking that the 49ers literally had them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if-
but a lot of teams had them.
No, if not for that muffed punt catch and a few other factors, it's part of the game. It happened, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like the 40. I feel like Kansas City would have lost, but they didn't.
They didn't.
So yeah, I don't know.
Well, what's up with Carolina here? Come on, guys. Come on, that's terrible. Oh, my God.
That was a crazy
Oh, my
comeback.
God.
Time out. Is that the real score?
70-72.
Oh, my God. Keep it yourself. Keep it yourself. Keep it yourself.
What's the score on your screen? I'm streaming it on my phone.
Wow.
Hold on. How much time is left, Antonio?
Minute on my
A
phone.
minute 12. They came all the way back.
They were just down 14.
They're just down 14 points.
Oh, my. 1 minute left.
Here we go, guys.
See, this is what I'm saying about Carolina, man. Win these games, close the game out. They can't close.
I'm with you. He's got rebound though.
They cannot close.
If you have a good guard, man, the game is over. Control the ball, make it free throws. End the story.
They can pick the ball up. Jesus. Well, you got to play defense now. Good D, May Cox.
Who's their best player? I'll put Happy Cole.
Oh, man, he
Happy
missed
Cole.
point blank.
Yeah, he did.
I think his name is Omer.
Oh, wow.
He's out there shooting threes instead of being in the post. He's one of the strongest people in the ACC, I feel like.
Oh, man, that he just missed that point blank.
While they're at a break, has Larinaga lost his touch as a coach?
No,
I
I,
think
don't
he's
think
good.
so. I mean, as a coach, you want your team to be competitive in every game, and they are, for the most part.
He's got to be 72 or 3 now.
97.
None the hell.
He might be in his 70s, but he looked like he's in his 90s, though.
He's just old looking.
Man.
He was the
Mark.
assistant at Virginia hat when I was being recruited by them.
Modern day George Burns.
Give him a cigar.
Give him a cigar. Let's see. Wow.
Let's watch the end of this game and see what happens. All right, how we're gonna do? We're gonna watch the end of this game,
Yep.
and then we're
Yep.
gonna recognize our underwriters, and then Jesse Paddock and Adam Price will be in to talk some modern NBA hap. So bone up. Me and you
What
both.
time are they? We had this conversation
9:15. 9:15. I know we did. 9:15.
I'm not going to bone up on the damn thing. That's what their job is, to know.
This is guy. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him.
Aren't they supposed to be the experts?
Unfortunately, he's right.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a hard time. Take it easy.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the experts.
They know
Don't need to
modern.
bone up.
They know modern NBA. How what do you think about this
see
guy?
what happens.
We'll see what happens, man. We're gonna watch the end of this game, and then we're gonna see what's going on.
Is that light-skinned kid with the shaggy hairdo, not Davis, but the other kid?
Cadeau.
Cadeau. Is he a freshman?
Yeah. I think he
Oh, he started?
reclassified, so I think he should be a high school senior, actually.
He started this game.
He's been starting last 15 games, had he? Tony?
Wow.
He's
Come on,
strong.
Mr. ACC runs through me. Come on.
How do you do that, man?
He shouldn't have said
That's what
that.
he said.
He shouldn't have said that.
No.
No, he shouldn't have said that. Well, I hope they don't turn this ball over. They got the wrong kid taking the ball out. All right, let's go, Cadeau. Get across the line, man. Count.
I think Hap's ahead of us.
Do
'Cause
something with the RJ.
We got him just coming out of the break. Is it the line?
He is going to the line. That's a good foul, though.
I think we're ahead of him, Tonio. So he makes the first one. You guys know stuff. He must have got hit. Ooh. Ball game right there. They didn't get the rebound.
Got to get that rebound.
Got to get a rebound.
You have to get that rebound.
Yeah.
Foul. Why are they letting time run out?
Stop pulling against Carolina, Antonio. Stop.
I mean, they still haven't fouled.
He can pull for whoever he wants to, Wood.
That's true.
It's smart basketball, though. Why are you going to let time run off the clock?
I'm giving him a hard time. It's true. He can pull whatever he wants to. Yeah.
8.8 seconds
you-
left.
Who got fouled? I can't see it, man. We're
I think it was Baycott. I could be wrong, though.
Wow. That should be the game, shouldn't it?
Oh no, side out. They're not in the bonus.
Davis missed that free throw. He's a 90% free throw shooter, isn't he?
He is.
That difference is good and the great.
They didn't secure that rebound though.
Was that Mr. ACC runs through me?
No. There it is.
Yeah, that's the foul on Baycott right there.
We're gonna see.
While we're waiting, when we get to the NBA, but just for something for y'all to think about. Guess who leads the NBA in triple doubles and double doubles?
It's a bonus.
Crazy, right?
He's a player.
He doesn't get enough recognition.
No, he's good. He's a player. Happy now both old enough to remember his father. Oh my God. Wasn't he a player?
His father?
Sabonis' father.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Those wraparound passes from the post. He was incredible.
No, that guy was good, man.
Oh my God, was great.
He was your boy in Denver before he was.
See, man, that. All right, that's it.
He was what?
Hap, take over the show, man. I gotta go. I'm mad.
He that's Sabonis' father was doing the same things that Jokic is doing now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Arvidas.
But not only thing he didn't do was bring the ball up though.
Yeah, those wraparound passes. He was awesome from the post from that pass, the one he had.
Yeah. Yeah. He would give your team a lot of assists every night. So
I have a question about bringing the ball up for centers. If you're not being pressured, is it that big a deal if a center brings the ball up? Because he's just going to pass it off to the guard.
No, not a big deal.
no.
I hear so many commentators say, "Oh, he's bringing the ball up and doing all this." I'm like, he's not being pressured at all. At one time, he was 5'10". I mean, it's not that big a deal. I don't feel like.
Yeah, no, they make a bigger deal about it than they should.
They gotta talk about something.
What's that?
I'm saying commentators. They gotta talk about something. They can't have dead. They can't have dead
They
air.
make a bigger deal about that than they should be. You know.
I'm with you. I'm agreeing. The point I'm making is they make a big deal of it because they got to talk about something. If not, they're not useful.
Talk about a guy in the front row. Talk about something else. Don't.
Yeah.
So it is 70-73 with an 8.1 on the clock and Baycott at the line.
Don't say
Oh,
the ACC.
well,
We're gonna see the ACC run through him.
Yeah, Mr. ACC. Come on, baby.
ACC runs through me. What time? How much time is left and what score?
8.1 was it's 70-73.
The game shouldn't even be this close.
I'm with you. When the game's supposed to win?
You know, they had these guys with 14 points with under 6 minutes left in the game.
He missed another one.
Missed both of them. Mr. ACC runs through me.
Wow.
And somebody got knocked to the floor.
See, this is why one of the reasons he's not going to be a good pro.
What is
There's
that?
many reasons, but that's one of them.
Can't close?
You can't put him on the court.
He's been taken out right now.
He just fouled out. Frustration foul, I feel like.
You can't put him on the court at the end of the game.
So he's more of a liability than anything.
Absolutely he is. Absolutely. Mr. ACC run through me. What the hell? I tell you what runs through you, Mr. ASS. Ass runs through you.
Kid missed that free throw. Nope.
Unbelievable.
Well, you got to miss it alone.
If they... Oh, my goodness.
Well, here we go. I think that pretty much does it. Antonio, let's go to the break in our underwriters because Jesse and Adam should be Jesse Paddock and Adam Price will be
Momentarily.
yeah.
Yeah, he missed that on purpose. He put a lot of arc on that. All right, so you are listening to WCOM-LP, Chapel Hill and Carborough. That is 103.5 on your local dial, and WCOMFM.org. We are underwritten by the Dead Mule Club, located at 303 West Franklin Street. Owners Matt Putnam and Big Sam. Go check them out. Enjoy the big patio along with the heaters out there, although it's starting to get warm again, so go enjoy yourself. Bow Bar, located at 705 West Rosemary Street. Owners John Bowman and Amanda Barr. They have a new bar or a new patio out there also. Go enjoy that. Midway Barbershop, located at 707 West Rosemary Street.
Get that cut.
Get that fresh cut. Owner Stepney Edwards.
Since 19, well, not him, but his father opened that shop in 1952. Still rolling.
The Merch, located at 101 Lloyd Street. Go check them out for your screen printing needs. And World Headquarters Cigars, located at 102 Merritt Mill Road. Owner Kelly Masters Melton. Go check her out and see what she has going on over there.
Get your stick if you need one.
And we are back. You are listening to the Sporting Hour with Lynwood Robinson. Mr. Happy Cole is the co-host, and I am Antonio Castillo. We have a couple of special guests in the studio.
On deck here, two modern NBA fanatics, and also friends of mine, and also they used former co-host of Fans Notes, Adam Price and Mr. Jesse Paddock, and they kind of gave my start in a little confidence in doing this. So I'm having them back, but they are modern NBA fanatics, and we've gone back and forth this for a few years now. I met Jesse. NBA fans, you remember when Steph Curry hit that shot coming up right across half court from like 38 feet, and he hit it. I met Jesse that night, and I ran around the.
What a night!
Oh my god! Unbelievable.
Talk about that night. What it meant to you. We were at Hickory Tavern, and we didn't know you.
Well,
and it was amazing. I feel
you
like
were
we've told the story every time I come on the radio.
you were at the table ahead of me,
Yeah.
and I overheard you talking when you talking about how much better the modern is than it used to be, and then I jumped back because I'm an old guy, and I said no, and then we started talking, but then that shot though.
Was that that's the origin story? That's how it
That's how it started.
Yeah.
He
It
was who was he with?
Steph in OKC. It was the middle of the 2016 season, and I was with Charles. And we were
Charles?
Yeah, we were over at Hickory Tavern watching.
Oh
the game.
my god!
And it was Steph hit that 48-footer over.
What was that
Andre
crazy guy?
Robertson.
Was that crazy guy? I hadn't seen him forever. Is he doing all right?
Yeah, he's doing good.
Good. All right,
We went to see Elvis Costello last week.
all right. But Happy, are you there, Mr. Cole? Maybe not. Hap, something's going on with your.
There you go.
There you go. You're back. All right. Happy, you remember? You
wasn't
remember?
me
You remember Jesse?
on that side.
Hey, Happy, good to hear you.
Happy, you remember Jesse, right?
I do.
All right, Jesse, and he has in tow with him his partner in crime here, Adam Price. So
Hello.
they're modern NBA guys. Where do you guys want to start? All right, I'll say this.
Wherever you want.
I'll say this. Without question, the modern NBA is a better jump shooting league. I don't know about the no hand checking and you can't touch anybody, so anybody can score. I get that, and no shot blockers.
Mm-hmm.
But without question,
What do you mean no shot blockers? There's tons of shot blocking. There's more defense now than there ever was.
no, get out. 148 to 138. How's that defense? but, and there's more layups than there ever were. Because the lane's wide open because everybody's shooting jump shots.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game used to be played from 18 feet in. Maybe even 15 feet in.
Mm-hmm.
But not anymore.
A brutal watch. An absolutely brutal watch.
Well, how did Denver still hold the record? How does Denver Nuggets still hold the record for the highest scoring team ever in the league in 1991, 126 points a game? I rest my case.
Is that in Alex English still? That
No,
team?
it's not. He was
That's the Doug
he
Moe
was
team.
done. That's Westhead.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Ironically, fired by the Lakers because Matt Johnson didn't like him walking the ball to the court.
His hair wasn't good enough.
And he's also a some kind of English literature professor.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, scoring. Yes,
Scoring's
I
out.
agree with you. Who, Happy, if you got any questions, just jump right in. Who is the best? Oh, is Wembanyama, was a fix in before the season even started? Was he going to win the Rookie of the Year?
No, I think for a while it looked like Chet was going to win.
Like Chet, yeah.
I think it's back
Chet's
to
on a winning
now.
team, but I think
Yeah.
Wembanyama is the guy they're riding with. Similar to LeBron winning the Rookie of the Year when it should have been Carmelo.
Okay.
Carmelo's team went to the playoffs with him as the best player. LeBron's team had a losing record in the East.
Well, you know how
That's
I feel
stinking.
about it. It feels like history has vindicated that take.
I'm talking about that season. I'm talking about history.
Yeah.
LeBron James is the top 5 player of all time, and then you'll say he's number 2 or number 1.
No, I'll say Michael Jordan's the top 5 player of all time.
Get out of here with that. All right, okay. These two guys love LeBron, man.
No.
No.
They love LeBron, man. Might have to fight him.
I like LeBron.
Well, listen.
Go.
There's nothing wrong with loving LeBron.
I love
but
having
LeBron
him.
is
Let's hear
great.
it.
He's great.
He is great. Yeah. Is he the greatest?
No.
But he is great.
He's great.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
He is great.
Well, I don't know what we're talking about, but Wemby, I think it has swung back to Wemby with he had the only rookie 5x5. I don't know if you saw that. Like it was like a 26-11, whatever, 8-5-5 or something like crazy.
I get all that, man. I get all that,
And
but
he almost had 2 in a row, right? And then he
Yeah,
missed
yeah.
it with an
Yeah, he almost
assist.
had
He was an
two-
assist off from having
Yeah, it was the
2 in a
first
row.
I'll
one since
say
like David
this.
Robinson or something.
I'll
Yeah.
say this, but it's empty stats because he's getting his ass kicked like on a regular basis. And don't say, "Oh, you put the numbers up." If you're down 20 and you're putting up stats, it means nothing. You're just padding your stats.
Nah,
Well, I
he
mean,
just
the
doesn't
team's
have a
very
point
bad.
guard. You know,
The team is
Say
very,
again?
very bad.
Incredibly bad.
And so, I mean, they were playing him out of position for 2 months. He was playing the 4.
Yeah.
You say he played with 3 or 5?
5. They finally are playing him center now. They brought in Tyus Jones to start. They were playing they were running everything through Jeremy Sohan.
Sohan, who's like-
what? A
See, that's
bench-
why I love
Yeah.
these two guys. They're naming who's this guy you said?
Jeremy Sohan. He looks like Dennis Rodman kind of.
from Baylor. He played at Baylor.
Blonde hair.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got bleached.
UNC
blonde hair.
played him in that Elite Eight game or whatever.
Yes, that's
in
right.
2022.
Now, Happy says,
Yeah.
Happy, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm speaking for you here, but you correct me if I'm wrong. Happy says, no matter what you say, the numbers are the numbers. Doesn't matter who you play. Is that what you say, Hap?
Absolutely.
But Happy, if that's the
Numbers are
case,
the numbers.
if that's the case, then why do you give Gonzaga a hard time? They win their games. The numbers are the numbers, right?
The numbers are the numbers, but here's the thing: the difference between Wemby and Gonzaga.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
Wemby's playing in the NBA every night. Doesn't matter if he gets 20 points in garbage time or whatever. He's playing in the NBA.
There's some bad teams in the NBA,
Gonzaga
though.
is playing
There's some bad
Pepperdine.
There's,
Yeah,
some
but-
bad. There's some bad teams in the NBA,
That's
though.
right.
There's no bad teams in the NBA.
There are plenty of
I'm
bad
not
teams
saying
in the
there's
NBA.
not, but there's not many teams that's worse than the Spurs.
The worst NBA team of all time is better than the best college basketball team of all time.
Oh, without question.
So
Yeah, I've always
he's
said that.
Playing
Yeah.
against
Yeah,
bad
I've said-
teams in
I've
the
always
NBA
said
is-
that.
Who would that actually be in theory? Who would be the?
I thought about this a lot. I think it would be
Detroit.
Anthony Davis's Kentucky team against the 2013 Bobcats,
And the Bobcats will beat them.
and the Bobcats would beat them.
Yeah, they're pros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe. Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
in
That's probably
a
right.
series, certainly. One game, I mean, I would think absolutely still.
One
yes,
game, anything
but
can happen.
I just don't know that. And,
One game,
there's
anything
the
can happen because
amount of shooting in the college level.
the Dream Team 92 team lost to the college guys the first game, and then they beat the absolute snot out of them the second game. But they lost to them the first game. They lost to Hurley and those guys.
Mm-hmm.
So anything can happen. All right, but we all point. Who's the best?
We
who's the
always
best-
get off point.
the best young player. The best young player in the league, not necessarily the rookie. Best young player. You're saying Jesse?
What's the cutoff? How young is how old is young?
How young is old?
Third year.
Third year.
Third
Okay.
year down.
Oh, 30 year. Okay. Go.
I think it's Wemby.
Adam.
It's gonna be Wemby. Like, listen, Wemby is gonna be if he doesn't get injured, he's gonna be like the biggest plus minus monster in the history of the NBA. He is like there's not he. You could put a B minus team around him and go to the second or third round of the
Now, before I met these guys,
playoffs easily.
before I met these two guys, if someone said plus minus to me, I said I don't care about that stuff. But now I do.
And you still
Right.
don't care.
Now you do.
No, I
because
do,
you
I
care-
do.
You
No.
think winning matters, and so players who
No, plus minus on the court.
yeah,
it matters.
It contributes
Yeah.
to winning
Yeah,
in a way
yeah.
that like scoring 24 points doesn't. Points, rebounds, and assists.
Exactly.
Do not mean anything.
Exactly my point. the numbers you put up and who you put up against, and
Right.
when you're on the court and what happens.
Right.
Tonio, do you have any thoughts on who's the best player, your best young player?
You said 3-year window, right?
Right.
Mhm.
Rookie or a third-year player?
If you expanded out 2 more years, I'd have somebody.
Go. Who's that person?
Shai Gilgeous
Yeah.
Alexander.
Because he's 25, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you
This is his 5th year?
He's
no,
What,
he's
he came in
2018
18 draft.
2018 draft. Yeah.
he played 1 year
That
at
guy.
Kentucky.
You know what's most amazing about him? He's shooting like 55, 56%.
I know.
From
Every
the field.
game he's like 10 of 18, 11 of 19. He's killing.
Well, what's really amazing about that is he never scored. You know, like Luka has like 45. You know, these like gaudy stats. SGA is like at metronome, like
Yeah.
32,
Yep.
33, 34.
Yep.
And it's optimized really because like that. If he was scoring more than that, his teammates wouldn't be getting involved. That's like the perfect amount for him to be scoring and doing what he does. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Happy. Who's your best young player in the league?
I would say that guy from Oklahoma City, but here's the thing about what they just said. He does all that and is extremely efficient.
Yeah, 55%. I'm telling you.
and defends.
That's,
Yeah, he's like leads the league in steals.
And he's
yeah.
the most
Yeah.
overrated stat in basketball. Now, you said a couple years ago.
I did?
Last year, you said rebounding doesn't matter anymore.
No, I was wrong about that. I was wrong.
Oh, that question you're wrong.
I mean, I think rebounding is different now than it was. I think the meaning of what the value of rebounding has changed, but it is valuable. And I was wrong to say.
Now,
And I think defensive rebounding is less valuable than ever, and offensive
why do
rebounding
you
is
say
more
that?
valuable than
Why
ever.
do you say that?
Because most teams are getting back because there's more shots being taken up from three, so
Longer-
teams are getting back. So
longer
like there's
shots, longer
there's
rebounds.
dozens of rebounds just come off and no one's contesting them. But if you're teams that are
Ah,
pinching
that-
down and trying to like
that
get
makes
extra
total
possessions
sense.
on
Because they're running back.
offensive rebounds, teams that are crashing the glass to get extra possessions, that actually extends your offensive sequence, and you can get another possession that way.
Happy, did you hear all that? Do you have any thoughts on that? That makes total sense. People shooting jump
No,
shots
he's
more,
right. I
so
mean-
they're running back.
You know,
Yeah.
jump shot league.
Right, and you watch teams. Some teams will have like 3 guys crash. Some teams will have like a single guy crash. There's players like T.J. McConnell or somebody, or like Peyton Pritchard on the Celtics is a great example. He's shorter than me, but he's like
Strong.
actually a weirdly good rebounder.
Yeah, he's
he just has a
diesel.
nose for the ball or
He's
whatever,
diesel,
and he
too.
crashes every time. And you wouldn't think like you would ever have your backup point guard crash, but he crashes every time.
He was a good college player too. I watched him in Oregon. He was good.
Right.
Yeah, he was a good player.
Yeah. But
So-
it's a strategy. Like you can get burned sometimes by having too many guys crash. But
Happy, have you seen this kid from OKC?
Jalen Williams.
Jalen Williams playing.
Yeah.
He's got braids. He's real strong. 6'5", 6'6",
Yes.
diesel. I think he's really
the second
good.
best player on that team.
Yeah, he's great.
Better than Holgram?
Well,
I just think he does more with the basketball. Hogan's great, don't get me wrong. He's a phenomenal player. But this kid is clutch.
I'm
This
with you,
kid
Happy.
is
I'm with you. I
nice.
think
he
he's
took over the game.
I think he's the second best player.
what's great about them is they have a 1, a 3, and a 5, and all 3 of those guys can create from the perimeter.
And you know what else, man? Via that Paul George trade, this ain't over. They're going to get some more guys.
oh, I know.
Yeah,
They are the team of the future.
for sure.
Without question. Do you agree with that, Happy?
Yes, I do.
They're the team of the
doubt.
future, man.
Yeah, they have to go through Wemby for the next 10 years, but otherwise they should be in the finals.
I
a bunch.
think 4 or 5 guys to beat one.
Probably. Although
I don't know.
this is going to be an like
It'll be close.
I
this
like
is kind of
Wemby.
like
I'm not anti-Wemby. What I'm saying is
Well, you
the,
sound anti-Wemby.
the fix was in. He's already been anointed.
well, I mean, he was playing NBA. I mean,
LeBron
professional basketball
was
in
anointed
France.
too.
Yeah,
Just
there's-
because someone's anointed,
But
doesn't mean
without
that
question,
they shouldn't have been
without
anointed.
question, LeBron has delivered. This guy's only played
Right.
3 quarters of the season.
Yeah, well, we'll have
Without
to we'll have to
question,
see how it goes.
I
but-
first saw LeBron Ramon James, on the cover of Sports Illustrated when he was 14 years old.
yeah.
And that guy has delivered.
Yeah, he's
End
all right.
of
I don't,
story.
I don't know. I don't know if he's still there.
Well, the jury's very much still out. But
He's the greatest cumulative player of all time. Not the greatest, but the greatest cumulative player. There's no question about that. That he's gonna score 40,000 points.
Hey,
Yes,
speaking
he's
of,
gonna score.
let's pause to note. I know we're talking NBA, but
Yeah.
R.J. Davis with the 42 spot beating Miami
serious?
tonight.
Yeah, 42.
14 for 22, 7 for 11 three-pointers.
Did you hear that, Happy?
Went off.
11 threes.
Happy, did you hear that?
That's a good number.
I knew that.
Oh, you knew that? Okay, 42.
42 points.
Maybe I changed my stance on saying no one will talk about this guy in 20
Hey.
years.
Yeah.
Hey, and if he's 6 feet, I'm 6'9". Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah, he's 5'10". He's 5'10".
Yeah, he can score though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Antonio has a point to make
Oh,
here.
no, you're good. I was just thinking that, you all are talking about Wemby. I don't think he's, compared to other players, I don't think he's going to have as much of an impact as people think he will.
Okay.
What is he, 7'4"?
7'5", I think.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have that impact that his height brought him in with.
He's going to be a problem, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna
He
be a
already is.
problem.
His passing is better than advertised. His handle's better than advertised. I mean, it's taken a little bit of time, but like we're a little more than halfway through his rookie season.
Is he 20? I can't remember.
He's 20.
Yeah.
I feel like there are too many other good teams and good players that are going to overshadow what he could be. I feel like.
Yeah.
All right, it's
that's-
it's February 26, 2024. We're going to write this down. We'll come back to you in 10 years.
Buried in the ground out there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to take the Oklahoma City Thunder to win more championships over the next 10 years than the Spurs, I probably would right now. But
I don't think there's any doubt about that. The Thunder are the team of the future, man.
Aren't
They're-
they,
they're built-
aren't they the youngest team in the league?
yeah,
And aren't they leading the West? All right, second.
they're in second.
In second,
but
yeah.
it's a very knotted up. This top four in the West are like
Yeah, it's one
they
point,
could
one
end up
game.
they could end up in the number one.
half game.
All right, I'm going to bring up somebody that has been touting for the last 2 seasons.
Let's hear it.
What do you think about Anthony Edwards?
It's
Let
great.
Hap go first.
All
Hap,
right.
Hap, what do you think about Anthony Edwards, man?
You know what I think? I told you about him.
2 years ago, you
You
did.
know.
You said he's on
Yeah.
the rise. Yeah, so I'm bringing it up, and these guys are modern NBA guys. That's why I'm asking. Go, Jesse. What do you think?
Yeah, he's great. I mean, the shot selection is occasionally a little wonky. You kind of wish you would clean up the shot diet a little bit.
Is he the
but
best athlete, pure athlete in the league? I'm thinking he's up there. He's in the top 5.
Top 5.
6'5".
LeBron's still in the league.
But he plays absolutely absolutely no defense now.
He's like, well, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Ant is like, yeah, he has some like benchmarks of being like one of the great shooting guards of all time. He's like, and he's a playoff riser
Six-
too, which is great.
six-
That team, I don't
6'4".
really trust that team in the playoffs, but I think he alone can kind of change the dynamic of a playoff game.
What do you think about Towns? I'm sorry. Oh, stop. I'm sorry. Adam, what do you think about Anthony Edwards?
I mean, it's great. Yeah. What can you say?
Adam was on him before the draft. It was funny. We did that draft on the podcast, and I was like, I had LaMelo, and he had Ant, and the other of us did not have. Who was the third guy in that?
Yeah,
It was Wiseman, right?
Yeah, it's Wiseman.
Yeah, and we were both like, Wiseman sucks.
Wiseman sucks.
We knew Wiseman was going to suck, but we each took like a stance on one of the other 2 guys in the top 3,
I
and
just
they're both all stars.
Yeah, they're both great,
LaMelo
but
just
Without being
his
injured,
legs are
Melo's
ruined.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I just-
LeVar ruined his leg, him and his brother's legs, unfortunately.
I felt like with Ant, it was like the guys from the like whatever that like the athletic measuring like P10 or whatever
P3.
it is. P3.
Yeah,
like they had
in
measured like
California.
his they were like, this guy is the most athletic guy we've ever measured as far as like sort of like the lift he gets, and like he's the closest thing to Jordan since Jordan.
He doesn't really play that way entirely. You kind of wish he would go to the hoop more. He has this amazing knack.
He settles a little bit.
But like he's the best bank shot shooter in the NBA. Like he has this like it's almost on the baseline. He like dribbles to the left hand side and he shoots a baseline bank shot.
That
it's
is true.
bonkers. Like it shouldn't work, but he hits it a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a great pull up
great.
shooter. I mean, I think he's great.
All right. Ben Caro from the Magic. What do you think, Happy?
Another good, solid player, man. A young kid, and he's hungry. He plays hard. That's what I like about him. He plays hard.
Hard.
every
He
night.
does go at it. He does break a sweat. Yeah, I
Every
like that.
night.
Yeah. And 6'9", 6'10". Matter of fact, the
he's
Magic
huge.
have 2
He's
6'10" guys at the 4 spots. They
That
can
can
play
dribble.
him and Wagner from
They have-
Michigan.
They have both the Wagners.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
They're
They got Mo and
They're
Franz.
Wagner rich.
But somebody
They got the
one's better-
Wagner cycle.
One's
The
better than the other
Nibelungen.
though. One's better than the other though. But
Yeah. Mo
Caro-
is like a bench center.
Yeah.
Caro can play though.
Yeah, I mean, with that kind of skill level and that size, it's hard to be bad. I mean, that's the thing that's like so frustrating about like people like Marvin Bagley and stuff, where it's just like
What
you're
happened to
huge
him?
and you
Well,
stink.
but he was bad in college.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true. Yeah,
What?
yeah. No, he was.
You like that?
Wendell Carter was way better on that team.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think about, and I'll ask Happy first, and ask Antonio. Scotty Barnes at Toronto. I think he's a modern day, bigger, sturdier version of Scottie Pippen. What do you think, Antonio? Have you seen this guy?
I have seen
Out of
him.
Florida State?
I have seen him. I like his game. And actually going back to
He can defend.
Anthony Edwards, like he's good. He could be great, but I don't see him necessarily putting in the or having the work ethic to reach the next level. He seems he's a good player, but
Could be great.
You weren't impressed with him shooting left-handed in 3-point contest in the All-Star weekend?
well,
I think
he's not left. Isn't he left?
He's
No,
not. He's
he
very
was
much
doing
not
it.
left-handed.
No, he's doing it on purpose.
But I feel like
I think he was just having fun.
He was screwing around.
I think that's what a lot of NBA players have the tendency to do is to
Sounds good
they
to
get
me.
to the league and then they feel like I've
Wish I
made
was
it,
those two things.
as opposed to a lot of players who get there and they're like, well, this just means I need to work harder in order to get to that next level or stay, relevant.
That was Jordan.
Yeah. I think it was actually
He's
Chris
the
Paul that
he's
said
the best
that.
player,
Yeah, yeah.
but and also the hardest worker. That's what Jordan was.
Yeah.
So if you got that, other guys see it and they go after it.
Well, I will say I feel like coming into the league, like Edwards was drafted first, but the knock on him was like people because he had talked about how he would rather play in the NFL, and people.
Well, you know why?
I found that to be a red
and
flag.
people, yeah, because he was a late bloomer to like fucking even get into playing in the
Because he's
like,
a football
basketball.
player first. He was
Right.
like the number one, Pop Warner guy in the
Sure.
country.
So
Yeah.
so there was the sort of personality knock on him that he didn't have the work ethic, and I would think he is like kind of disproven that so far. Like I get what Antonio's saying, but like I think he's like the doubters with him would have said that he would like kind of wash out because he just was going to coast on his athleticism, but he's not like Tyrese Thomas, He's like a
I'll take the L on it. I was wrong. I
10
was
times-
like, I don't
10
think I don't
times
see
better
it.
than Tyrese
And I was
Thomas.
wrong.
yeah.
He's
Happy.
good.
Happy and Jesse Adam, Antonio. I always mess his name up. The guy from the kid from Golden State, Kaminga.
Jonathan Kuminga.
Stephen Curry.
Kuminga.
Stephen Curry. It's Stephen, actually.
Happy, you know what I'm talking about, Mr. Cole.
Yeah, Kaminga.
What a player!
Now he's a player. Last
Well,
year
took
he
it-
was not.
That's right.
Well, it took him a while. I guess he had to
Took him a
to
minute.
find his way.
Well,
How do you hold?
and I-
he's
how-
a coach
how-
that doesn't like to play young players. Also.
True. Go Happy. What were you gonna say?
And I'll say this about Anthony Edwards. I completely disagree with Antonio because that kid went from being just a so-so player to one of the top 10 players in the league right now.
And
you don't do that with a hard work.
He was basically a crazy athlete, scoring on athletic ability. Now he actually picks his spots and he can make plays. And strong. I bet he's 220, 225.
No, he's a beast, yeah.
Yeah, 6'4", 6'5". Yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
6'4", I think, but like
Yeah.
long arms, strong as
Diesel,
hell.
rangy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like he takes too many jump shots.
I agree with that. I think
Tony,
the shot
Stand by
selection.
your
Is,
point, man. It's
No,
all right. Yeah, yeah.
no, I'm
yeah.
I
with
think the
it.
shot
I'm-
selection
I don't.
is the weakness.
Is he
Yeah.
Minnesota's absolute best player or is it Towns?
No, it's Edwards.
Yeah, he's the best player on that team.
It was an
Well,
absolute.
there's Nasri. We should mention Nasri.
So it's good.
Nasri's good as hell.
He is. Every 4 or 5 games, he'll have a 25, 30-point game.
I mean, he's like a very good. Like to have a big that shoots like that is
He's
a
a
real
he's a
valuable
good
thing.
third option.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
That team is is incredible defensively. I don't really trust their offense in
No.
the playoffs.
All right, here's one for you. Happy Cole. Me and Hap talked about this guy earlier, not today, but earlier in the year. The Indiana Pacers who played fast-paced.
They sure
That's
do.
Halliburton. Is he a result of function, or is he that good? Happy, I'll let you go first.
Well, you know me, Wood. If you don't play both ends of the floor, that aggravates me. He's a tremendous offensive player, but the Pacers don't play good individual team defense, and they don't play good team defense.
That is a great
So-
point. You're right, because Jesse's nodding his head. What do you think, Adam, about Halliburton?
I mean, I think he's as advertised. I think he's like a really incredible top 10 offensive talent savant. I think, like Happy's saying, he's not like a great defensive player. He's not. The knock on him coming out of college was like he wasn't that quick, and he doesn't have that kind of lateral like quickness. He's not like ever going to be like a great like perimeter defender,
He's
but
rangy.
He's long, and the way that they play, they just outscore everyone. So they,
Yeah. It's all about pace with them.
Yeah.
You know, it reminds me when Harden was in Houston.
But he sees the floor
Yeah.
better than just about anyone. Like he's a top 5 like floor seer.
He's a
you know?
great
Like,
passer.
yeah.
But you're right. They score. You know, the Phoenix Suns, D'Antoni teams were 7 seconds or less. That team is 3 seconds
3.
or less.
Yeah.
They're like I was
Which is-
actually just watching them before I came up here. They're playing the Raptors tonight, and I was thinking about this because he has a little Shea in his game, which is like Shea is not like super fast. Shea's
No.
not super athletic, but there's something weird in his movements. There's something contortionate, or something
body control.
Yeah, there's something kind of like lanky and strange. It's not
Paul
people call it
Pierce.
herky jerky sometimes.
Paul Pierce. That's what
Hey.
it's like.
Maybe my favorite NBA player ever.
Let me tell you something, man.
Yeah.
That guy. Oh.
Couldn't dunk in his prime.
Yeah, he led the NBA in full court scoring 4 or 5 times.
I know.
Hap, I don't think Happy's a big fan, not a big fan as I am. Hap, what do you think about Paul Pierce?
I think that they are completely two different players.
Who's they?
The kid in
Who's they?
Oklahoma and Paul Pierce.
Well, for sure.
Completely different players. I wouldn't even compare those two because that Alexander kid is a long, thin. He's got incredible footwork and can use his body to contort to get shots off and make shots. And people take for granted how long he is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that Paul Pierce was okay. I'm gonna
Pierce's
put this
footwork
bet
was
on you.
incredible, though.
I'm going to
Yeah.
move you out of the way.
Yeah.
I'm going to create my space. I'm going to shoot my shot.
I will say this, and Hap brings this up all the time. The average NBA or average basketball fan never brings up footwork. That guy, footwork is important, man. I mean, economize, is that a word? Yeah. Economize your movement. And
Yeah.
Pierce is great at it. This kid's great at it. Also, a blast from the past is great at it. George Gervin.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think all
Yeah.
all 3 of those were great. Sort of I mean, I guess was Pierce considered a forward? He was more like a shooting. I mean,
No, he's a small.
like
He's a
kind of
three.
He
He was a 3, but like SGA, Pierce, and Gervin were all like sort of 2s and 3s that like were great at operating in the post. You know, like
Gervin had
Yeah.
short, a great half hook,
yeah.
finger roll. He was great, man.
I mean, when SGA gets within 10 feet, it's automatic.
Yeah.
You know,
And he
like,
could get to the line.
yeah.
Yeah.
And same with Pierce. Like Pierce's footwork, like within the you know, like 10 feet, 12 feet was like
Paul
crazy.
Pierce is on
Yeah.
record as saying if he was younger, LeBron would have had that 10 finals run. Because he was digging in LeBron's ass, man. All-time high, 56. Ask him where he got it. In Miami. Ask him who's guarding it.
What is it? The 2012 Eastern Conference Final?
There you go. Yeah, Pierce had 56 in Miami.
Dude, LeBron tore their hearts out in that Game 6. That was absolutely. I was watching it at Firebirds at South Point.
Oh, that dunk he had on Jason
I
Terry?
think, like, Boston thought they had that series wrapped
yeah.
up, and
That-
he just
when
eviscerated them in that.
Well,
game.
but the 7 games shouldn't have been played because, like you said, he tore
Right.
their heart out. Yeah. Oh, my God. All right. So everybody's going through their favorite player? Your favorite young player?
Yeah.
Who's the best?
I thought the question was who is the best. I wouldn't say that Wemby's my favorite young player, but like I'll stand by my choice if we want to move on to another.
Yeah, if we're
topic.
projecting out from like
I just think
now
like
10 years.
he's going to define the league in some
Bankero,
way.
Holmgren, and
I mean,
and Wemby.
Holmgren's great too. I mean,
But
yeah.
great as not the dude.
Right,
the,
right.
The dude after the dude.
getting to be the 4th guy on the team versus Wemby being
He's
the first guy, yeah.
Holmgren's good as the second or third guy, not the lead guy.
I mean,
Because he'll disappear. on you.
I mean, I think
kinda think-
Holmgren would be amazing on any team. Like he's
Happy, what do you think about Chet Holmgren?
No, good, solid player. He's 17 points a game. Great defensive player. One of the top 5 young people in the game, but with block shots. And I think he's going to just get better.
No, he can.
I think Wemby is going to be to the Spurs what Tim Duncan was.
Yeah.
Now, will
Yeah.
he have that kind of help around him? That remains to be seen. But he can become that type of player where he is so consistent that he becomes almost unguardable, which is what Tim Duncan was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Antonio, who'd you
I see
say-
a lot of the same
sorry.
traits in their games, except for the length and the dunks and all that Wemby does. But you know, his mid range is solid. He can play with his back to the basket. He can shoot from behind the line. So if he continues on this course, he will have the impact that Tim Duncan did. The question is, though, will management be able to surround him with players like Tim Duncan was
Right.
surrounded
That's
with?
right.
That's the question.
So-
It's a great point.
Antonio,
That's the question.
I'm sorry, Antonio. Who did you say your favorite player was? Your favorite young guy? SGA.
It'd be SGA if we're expanding it out, but I would go. I'd go Bankero over Wemby for me.
And I'll say this: I'm with Antonio. Antonio is a Duke fan. Let's beat him up later. But I agree with him. He's right. And Bankero's for real, man.
Bankero's really, really good.
It's
very good.
really good.
He's very good.
I think that, part of the issue is I think we had like a real, 2018 is an amazing draft. But like the last couple of drafts have been not great. I don't know that there's been a huge influx of great talent in the last couple of years.
What's missing, I think, the point guard. I think the pure point guard, the guy's going to take 8 to 10 shots, make his free throws in a game, look for the other player every time. That's done. Now they're playmakers.
Yeah,
Those
the
guys,
size matters now. You can't be 6 feet in the NBA anymore.
but you got to be outstanding. Like
But like if you have a guy like Bankero who's 6'10" and who can
Right.
dribble like a point guard, you don't really need a point guard anymore. Like you're going to operate from everybody operates from the perimeter, and so you need like what's great about Oklahoma City is they have 3 guys that can run a pick and roll. Like it's not really about like having a point guard that's going to like set everybody else up anymore. That's outdated.
Although it's weird, like you do see teams like the Wolves where it's like they plug Mike Conley in and suddenly they're a like functional team.
Yeah, that's true. And like they had to bring the Spurs had to bring Tyus Jones in to have any kind of functionality.
Is
But at the same time, like,
is Bankero going to go 8 for 8 in the last 3 minutes in the line? You got to have that guy. You got to have the guys who can handle the
why
ball.
is a point guard? That doesn't like nothing about point guard means they can go 8 for 8 from the
But
line.
I think the
You don't
problem.
need that.
I think the problem is that today's NBA, you don't have to play any defense, so you don't need someone that's that great a ball handler as a traditional point guard would be. Because you have big guys bringing the ball up court, but they're not being pressured at all, so that's not a problem.
I think that's true for most of the game, but if the game's close in the fourth quarter, they do pressure the ball.
You got to have a closer, man. You got to have a closer.
They find a baseline.
But
You got to have a
And
closer.
I'll give you another kid that's phenomenal, but
Go,
he
Happy.
plays on the worst team in the NBA. The kid in Detroit, Cade Caden, whatever his name is.
Kate Cunningham, yeah.
That's funny. I actually
Yeah,
think of
Kate
him as
Cunningham.
like Mike Conley. Like I
Another
think he's
kid
like
that's
But 6 inches
he's a
tall.
23-year-old
that
Mike
can do a
Conley.
lot of
But 6
things
inches
with the
tall.
ball.
Yeah.
He can score. He can just penetrate. He can pass.
I like him.
Make your jokes now because I don't think Detroit's going to be bad like that forever.
Oh, I think they're gonna be
Make
bad
your
for a
jokes
while.
now.
I'm gonna keep making my jokes. I'm
Well,
gonna be bad
well,
for
well, when I say-
quite a while.
You think so?
Yeah, man. Like Cade's fine. I don't think he's that good. And who else? Like Jaden Hardy, Jaden Ivey.
Not move the needle good.
No, I mean, I think he's like Adam was saying. Mike Conley's like a great like league average, better than league average. He's like
He's a good point
borderline all-star point guard.
You know, for 2
Not
years,
gonna like win you a
for
championship.
2
And I don't
years,
think Cade
Mike
is. either.
Conley was the highest paid player in the league.
Right.
That's
And everyone was like, that
Remember that?
contract's crazy. It was totally reasonable at the time.
What's market value?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People just weren't. I mean, it's like right now when everyone's looking at like, oh, the
Jaylen Brown.
mid-level. Yeah, exactly. It's like exactly the Jaylen Brown contract. Everyone's like going bonkers about it. It's like that's just what the league is, and it's going
Just
to be.
wait.
So
Exactly.
what you're saying about the point guard anymore? You're saying in 5 years, Mike Conley type player would not be needed.
I think we're still going to have those players.
I mean, I think there's an interesting thing about the NBA is that it's always in these like fluxes where it's like learning and relearning these lessons. Where it's like 5 years ago, it was like big men are dead. Like
Right.
you would not like big men can die homeless in the street.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No, it's true.
But the
You
best
know?
three,
Like,
the best three.
and now it's like it's a big man's league. It's all about the bigs. you
You're
know?
right.
And
That's a
like-
great
and
point.
like
Yeah, it
it's
does.
just cyclical. It's like
That's a great
whoever
point.
it's like whoever's winning. Like and then point guards are undervalued, and then you see like Conley get plugged in, and he's important, and it's just like goes in these like cycles, and it has more to do with who the winning players are at
Yeah.
that moment and what those teams look like.
and it's a copycat league,
and
so
it's a
like,
copycat
you got to have
league.
somebody who can defend Jokic because he's the best player in the league.
So we have this moment right now where you have like who are the three like the MVP candidates over the last 5 years.
Giannis, Jokic, and Embiid.
Exactly.
Right.
Bigs.
So everyone suddenly after 2018, these players become dominant. So they're like it's a big man's league. It's a skilled big man's league, and like point guards can like die in the gutter. But that's going to come back again too. There's going to be like it's just,
And also
That's a good point.
one great player who's a complete outlier changed the league. Man, me and Happy talked about this. I thought when Matt Johnson was at his peak, anybody over 6'5" who could dribble out falling down was a point guard. Not true. Now, Curry's got guys shooting the ball from 25 feet who shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
Happy, do you agree with what I just said?
Well, the point guard, they're like the running backs in the NFL now.
The pure point.
Right.
That's a good point.
They are.
That's a good point.
Expendable.
Yeah, they're very extendable, and because if you think about it, the traditional point guard, his function is, or was rather, to bring the ball up court, distribute it, run the offense, make sure everybody's in the right place, play defense.
Hey, please stop talking about me. I'm dead. It's over. Go ahead, Happy.
It's not that way anymore. If you're a point guard and you're on the floor,
They're playmakers.
there's a good chance if you play with a guy like LeBron James or somebody like that, you won't even get the ball where traditional point guards get the ball. So it is the new look, and like the guy said, it'll come back around when the point guard becomes important again. And once they don't have enough big men in the league to do the things that all these big guys are doing now, the point guard or the forward will become more needed, more wanted, more appreciated. But right now, it's the big man's turn.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And he's doing it, man.
Yep.
On my Twitter, man,
if
I
you
always
get-
say,
if
I'm
you
sorry,
can
go
get
ahead.
15 assists from a center, I mean, you really don't need a point guard.
Every ti-
That's why Jokic is the most important player.
Every time I tweet about Denver's games, I just say, every time I run his stats and I say, best player on the floor. That guy's incredible, man.
Yeah, without question.
The
His
degree
floor
of
game is off the charts.
size and skill
Happy.
defines the game.
Happy, give him your take on Jokic. What you always say.
Well, first of all, he's got the best footwork
That's
of
number
any big
one.
man I've seen since Kevin McHale.
Mm-hmm.
Number one. Number two, you say.
Second of all, he uses every part of his body to create space,
He's right.
not just a traditional big man pushing off with his elbow or his arm or whatever, creating space.
His shoulder
He
fakes,
uses his
man.
legs, he uses his shoulders, he uses his elbows, he uses his everything to create space. And it's hard to guard a guy like that because you're
Man.
getting hit more than you're hitting him.
Yeah,
And
and
it's just difficult to guard a guy that can score from anywhere on the floor, basically, that can do that.
he almost faked Anthony Davis out of the picture on TV with a shoulder fake. He like this, and Davis went and he just shot the ball.
Yeah,
The
he gets
guy's
so many
incredible,
little
man.
bunnies. He's
Yeah.
got an elite touch. He's an elite passer. He's a great shooter. I mean, it's so weird to look at him because he doesn't look like the typical best player in the NBA, but he is so good.
Well, he did a thing.
And
On,
he does it.
Go ahead.
He does it all at 2 miles an hour.
Right. Yeah. It's
Can't jump over phone
it's at
book.
his pace. He did that. He did this on a fast break. I think against Washington the other night. He did this thing where they were on a fast break, and he faked with his eyes.
I saw that.
He had faked
Saw
at
that.
Aaron Gordon, right? And then he like went up with his right hand like he was going to shoot it, and then he passed Aaron Gordon.
For that dunk?
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, for that dunk.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
He had one last night against the Warriors where he did the same thing. He faked Draymond go one way,
Yep.
and then it looked like he was going to shoot
Yep.
a little like 6-footer.
Can
and
I,
he just dished it down to Gordon underneath.
Can I say this? Please don't mention Draymond Green's name ever again.
Sorry.
I hate that guy.
I have a question.
I don't like him either.
And Tony has something to say. Hap, go ahead.
Is Jokic the best player in the league this season?
Good question.
Now, can I say this?
'Cause my
before you
argument is that I'd say Sabonis is playing better than Jokic this season.
Can I say this?
Oh, I like that.
That's a good one. Can I say this? Best player and MVP is not the same thing.
That's
People
right.
get that mixed up.
Sure.
For sure.
Just like I use this all the time. Steve Nash, in those back-to-back MVP years, was the MVP, but Kobe Bryant was the best player in the league. But how in the hell are you the most valuable if your team doesn't make the playoffs? How valuable are you? The Lakers didn't make the playoffs. Steve Nash is the most valuable player in the league those 2 years, and Shaq. I mean, ahead of Shaq.
Sure.
Yeah, not the best, but the most valuable. Because the year before he got there, they won 21 games. They trade Marbury goes to Jersey or now Brooklyn. They sign Nash from Dallas, and they win 61 games with the exact same guys. They switched out 2 guys. That's most valuable, not the best, most valuable. So, who's the best player in the league this year? The best player. Is it
Jokic.
Jokic?
Jokic.
He's also the most valuable, though.
I disagree.
Who's the most valuable?
SGA.
What are you basing?
Go, Jess. Who's the most valuable? This is great. It is.
Well, I think it's a 3-person race right now between
Between-
Jokic, Shea, and Luka
For MVP.
for MVP.
Okay.
And I think, in part because I feel there's a little bit of a void because Embiid was like kind of running away with it, and then he got hurt.
Right.
And so I think there's a contingent of people who want to just say like, Jokic is the best player by a pretty considerable margin. His advanced stats are like off the charts, always are. But then there's people who are like, well, Dallas is like kind of dangerous right now, and Luka has sort of like inherited the mantle of points from Embiid. He's scoring 34 a game. And
But
then
I
there's
don't
people who are like, well, you know, if Oklahoma City gets the 1 seed, Shea, like, I like Chet, I like Jalen Woods a lot. Without Shea, that team would be battling for a play-in seed, frankly. Shea is
Now, Happy and I.
he's
so
everything.
good. He's so good.
He's like
Happy and I-
80% of it.
Happy
Not
and I
everything.
disagree on this. I think Luka's great, but I don't think people like to play with him. I don't think he's that much fun to play with. He might lead the league in exasperated looks when a teammate drops a ball or messes up. Hap says it doesn't matter. I disagree. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's Jordan or that guy or Larry Bird, where his attitude or his body language doesn't affect the team. Now listen to what Hap had to say. Hap, you disagree with me, don't you? You don't think you have to like
Absolutely.
your team? Hap,
Every time.
Hap disagrees with me 100%.
I did too. I'm
Every
with Hap on
time.
this one.
Because let me tell you what you get with Luka. All right, first of all, it's not defense.
Hell no.
That's okay. That's okay.
Or
That's okay.
or
But
being fit.
You do get 34 points a game. Mm-hmm. All right. You get almost 10 assists a game.
And 4 turnovers. So 6
No,
assists.
he never turns the ball over. For one thing,
Look it up.
He doesn't turn the ball over that much. And 2, he's double teamed on every single possession.
Okay, well, get better.
Yes.
He
yes.
finds people in like he like has skip passes to people who aren't even there in the corner who materialize.
Go.
Yes.
Go, Happy.
And
Go,
he-
Happy. Finish your point.
And I don't care if he's a good teammate or not. I don't care if I like him or not. My job is to win basketball games.
But Luka's
And
not
that
Jordan,
guy-
though. Luka's not
That guy
Jordan.
can help me do that.
He's great, but he's not Jordan. He's not like Jordan was just like,
He doesn't have to be Jordan. He's the best player on that team.
and they'll never win a championship.
They may not. They may not. But
I think the difference
he's
is
the
he's
best
shooting
player on that
38%
team.
from 3.
He's one of the best players in the league.
One of the
So-
best. Yeah.
Is he better than Kyrie?
Yes.
Yes.
You think so?
Yes.
Without question. That's not even debatable. I don't think.
Without question, like, he is. I mean, it's
Who's one of the top 5 lowest rated guards defensive in the league? Kyrie Irving.
Luka doesn't play defense either. You just said that.
Who? Yeah. Who is known or has a reputation as a team cancer? And I said Luka is, but Kyrie has that reputation.
But that doesn't
But
have
he's been
anything to
good
do
in
with the
Dallas.
play, though.
Pat
does it?
He's been
No one wants to play with him.
Kyrie's been like he's been fine in Dallas. He's showed up. He's played. He's been hurt a little bit, but he's played.
Played hard too. He's coming
yeah.
to work on time. He's showing up for games.
He's always done.
I also think we massively overrate point of attack defense. It's like you're just gonna get screened out of play anyway. Like Ben Simmons was the greatest perimeter defender for like a year. It didn't matter at all. He got screened out of every single play. It doesn't like
I
what you
understand
need
that,
is
yeah.
someone to defend the rim. You need like a 4 who can slide over and block shots, and you need like a 5 who can block shots. Like point of attack defense is like massively overrated. I think it's important.
Well,
like Derek White's great.
I
Those guys
think
are-
though it all depends on who the other guard is.
Yeah, that's
point.
true.
Good point, Happy.
You can have one bad defender.
Good
out
point,
I
there.
need to play
Happy.
defense.
yeah. You can have one for sure.
Yeah, you can have one Tyrese Maxey, but you can't have 2 Tyrese Maxeys.
Right. Right.
No team has that. That's why they, teams like Minnesota,
The Bucks
teams like
problem.
Miami, they
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
good team defense because they don't have a lot of perimeter players that can guard out there. They might have one. Very few teams have 2 great perimeter players.
Right.
But I do believe this, though. If I'm on the other team and you're not playing perimeter defense, and I'm Jalen Brunson or Anthony Edwards or Jimmy Butler, somebody like that, I'm going to mid-range you to death.
Yeah.
I am going to score 40 points on you if you don't come out there.
Now that's a guy. Happy's mentioned a guy who I think is an underrated MVP candidate at 6'1", 6'2". Jalen Brunson.
He's not an MVP candidate, but like
The Knicks stink for years. He gets there to start winning.
But he's very good. He's a
all-star and
all
maybe
NBA,
third
maybe.
team All-NBA
Yeah.
or maybe even second team All-NBA. I don't think he's an
Second
NBA
team.
candidate. I don't think he's an
You
MVP
don't think so?
candidate.
You don't think so?
No.
I mean, there's
not at all.
it's a ballot of 5 people. Like
Hold on,
Tatum,
hold on.
Tatum can't get on the ballot.
Happy said he's the MVP candidate, the best team in the East.
He's not an MVP. I mean, he's not a legitimate MVP candidate. He might make the 5-person long ballot, but he's not like nobody's voting for Tatum as MVP. Literally nobody. I mean, they just did. Tim Bontemps did his straw poll last week. He didn't get any votes for like nobody's actually voting
He's
for
like
Jason Tatum.
6th or 7th or something.
Yeah, he's like the.
Well, look,
But if you're the best player, in your conference, I mean, best player on your best
he's
team.
not the best player in the conference.
If you're the best player on the best team in your conference,
Mm-hmm.
in Boston, number one in the East,
By 8 games.
Yeah.
why would
But
he
he's
be?
not the.
why would he
you
be?
just said being the best isn't like
I did
MVP.
say that, but I'm saying
So
that
being the best player on the best team is not the MVP. This shouldn't win you an MVP.
The Bucks aren't the 8th seed, you know. They're like the 2nd or 3rd seed. Like
and
No,
they have
Celtics.
the best player in the conference.
right, like Giannis is clearly
the Bucks are in what place? Third or fourth?
3rd, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of bunched up between like the Cavs. I think
Cavs are 2nd.
Cavs are second,
like,
and Bucks are third.
So is Donovan Mitchell?
Bucks and
Is
Knicks
Donovan Mitchell an MVP candidate?
No, he was
No.
like 7th on the straw poll too. It doesn't, but like people can win MVP from like the 3rd slot in the playoffs. It doesn't really matter.
I've seen one guy win from a losing team.
Westbrook.
Yeah, Westbrook in 2017.
No, they didn't lose it.
They were close.
They were pretty close.
They were pretty close.
They were what, like a 6 seed?
And I'm going to talk about him later. No, Malone. I was a kid. Moses Malone won it for the Rockets. They were 40 and 42.
Is that right?
Yeah, he was great though.
That would never happen again.
No.
No, not a losing team.
That's just because the NBA was so bad back then. There was no talent in the league.
I cannot believe I opened the door for this. Yeah, Moses Malone couldn't play. He was a bum. He got every.
What was that,
rebound.
83? 84?
79, I think.
Oh, was it even earlier? Yeah. That's when the NBA, that was a good, the NBA started getting good.
In the
80.
80s.
80 to 93 is the
I
golden
think.
age.
What's the guy's name? Bill Simmons said 80 to like 93 was like the peak
Really? He said that?
for talent, because the league was smaller. But now, but the book of basketball came out.
I think that's
10
crazy.
years ago. So he could change that now.
I mean,
Let's name our top 17. What's the pyramid?
What's our pyramid?
What's the pyramid?
Who's level 5 of the pyramid? Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's a trade-off. Like, there is way more scoring because the spacing's crazy, so you can
Yeah.
get to the rim.
Get to the
At
rim.
the same time, like, Kendrick Perkins used to play in the NBA. He
Yeah.
wouldn't play a minute in the NBA now.
He wouldn't get. He'd been in the league.
He wouldn't be in the
He
league.
can't shoot the ball.
You have to shoot. You're right. You have like the level of skill is higher
Would
than
Charles
Jordan.
Oakley still be in the league? He can board.
no.
Maybe.
He can
I don't
board.
think
He
so.
might have been
Yeah, he can make
might
it.
have been like a 40,
Happy.
40
What do you think
yeah.
about that? What I just said? Do you think Charles Oakley can still play in the league now?
Yeah, he would. I think.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And listen, I'll be
Yes.
honest with you.
What's that?
You don't really have to be able to shoot the ball. You have to be able to score the ball.
I
You got your
Right.
jump shots too, though. Yeah. But I'm with you, Happy. Now, you guys mentioned somebody earlier. We were laughing about it. Remember, Jesse? This is probably 2000, right before COVID, 18, 19 maybe. And I said that Russell Westbrook's fall will be Shakespearean, and you and I just laughed, man, and we drink our beer and we're like, this guy's gonna be out of here. My co-host Happy Cole said he just got to get with the right team, and that guy was right.
Yeah.
And the Clippers are kicking ass, I think mainly because Russell Westbrook, which I would have never dreamed he would have done, said, "I'll come off the bench."
Yeah.
I didn't think he was going to adjust to that super well.
Along with Detroit Piston era Dennis Rodman, Russell Westbrook is the most fit basketball player I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Him and Rodman. Hey, would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Oh my God,
Absolutely.
Dennis Rodman could have been a 400-meter sprinter in his prime, and Russell Westbrook can play a game after the game he just got through playing. That guy's incredible.
This is Boris Diaw slander.
Adam and I say this all the time because we went to Charlotte to see
You
a
guys
game
told me the story. I know what you're going to say.
when Oklahoma City came to town,
Right.
and we couldn't believe how Westbrook looks like on TV he looks like he's 6'5", 250.
You said he's 6'2", maybe?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah, he's
Oladipo
small.
was towering over him.
Yeah, I think he's way
Overlisted.
overstated.
Yeah.
I think like he's like 6'3", maybe. And,
But rangy, and I'm telling you, he's got one gear.
But long arms.
Fifth.
Long arms, and he just like drove down and like hit 27 layups. Like
Yeah.
He's got one gear, man.
Yeah.
He's in fifth.
One single gear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
It. I think that's why he's a Hall of Famer, but not like a super duper Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
Because unlike Magic, unlike Isaiah Thomas, LeBron, whoever you want to name, who control the ball, they could shift down or shift back up. He said, "You're
Yes.
with me, or
One
you're."
gear.
I got one gear.
He's
man.
in drive. He's in
Fifth.
overdrive.
Overdrive. All right, we got right now we have to recognize our underwriters again. So hold on for like 2 minutes, and we'll be right back with 2 or 3 minutes. We'll be right back with you.
And we are back. You are listening to The Sporting Hour with Lynwood Robinson, co-host Mr. Happy Cole. I am Antonio Castillo, and we have a couple of special guests in studio.
Mr. Adam Price and Mr. Jesse Paddock, like I said, who gave you they're a former host of the Fans Notes, and they gave me my start here, and he gave me a little confidence. And they're here talking. They're modern NBA fanatics,
That's right.
which I kind of buck up against sometimes, but they got a point though.
Mr. Happy Cole, are you still with us?
I am.
He's here. Let's go. All right, now we're gonna jump ahead in the NBA.
Yes.
Who do you think could upset the apple cart? Who can mess up the seedings of the Eastern Conference right now? But first of all, who's the best team in the East, and not just by record,
Celtics.
without question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Easy.
don't think there's any discussion about
There's
it.
no discussion about it.
No.
Happy, what do you think? I agree. By the way,
Without a doubt.
Boston. Antonio,
Yeah, I'll go Boston.
I don't know how Tatum can't be considered an MVP candidate, but yes, Judge said there was a straw poll, and he was like what, sixth,
Yeah,
seventh?
I think he was seventh.
Well, is there a big gap between the first and second best team, Milwaukee? Or
There's
is it-
they're up
They're-
8 games
yeah, they're up
over
huge.
Cleveland,
Yeah.
and then Cleveland might be up a game.
Cleveland
or
won like
so.
17 out of 18.
Yeah, they had a nice run after Garland and Mobley came back,
Right.
or maybe coinciding with them being out.
He's
With them
he
being
coincides
out.
with them being out, but he's a underrated good player though.
Who?
Garland,
Yeah, Garland's good.
quick, whip it quick.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
good player.
He's
but
good.
I don't take them seriously as a playoff team.
Neither do I.
You can't. You
No.
can't.
Hold on. Expound on that, Happy. Unpack that, please.
You can't take them serious because I think Donovan Mitchell, as great as he is, I think with the way he plays basketball, it kind of limits what the other guys can do.
Meaning,
So I've gone to see them play a few times because whenever there's a shot clock about to run down or a clutch moment, they all watch him. They don't aggressively try and go get the bucket. They look for him instead of doing what they do.
can I say
Now they'll
something?
get you points. They'll get you points in the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter. But if the game is close, if you look at the stats, you'll see that Donovan Mitchell takes a lot of shots in the last 4 minutes of a game if they're close.
That's a good point, Happy. Can I say something here? Reason Happy said that Happy lives in Cleveland. That's why he says he's going to see the Cavs play quite a bit. But yeah, what do you think about Mobley? You guys any thoughts on Mobley?
Well,
I think he's really good.
Can I say something about Mitchell? Like I think he is a guy who has been a little miscast as a first banana who should be a second banana. Like I think he would be great on a team as the second guy. He's a fantastic scorer. He can defend when he needs to. He's a really amazing player. But I just don't think he's like the 1A guy.
You might have something there, Adam. I might have to agree with you on that.
So more of a Jamal Murray type.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Pair him with with another Jokic. Like
A
there's not another
bigger
Jokic, but-
guy who's really good,
Right.
like a 6'7", 6'8" guy.
He's never had anyone to play off of, and he does all he can, but he's slightly undersized. He's like 6'2". He's slightly undersized.
6'2" and some change, but
Yeah.
like 210, 215
I know.
pounds.
He's
though.
he's
a diesel guy.
He's diesel, and like he can do a lot, but like it's asking a lot for that kind of guy to be the number one guy in a team. And I just don't, pair him with like Jason Tatum, whatever, like like a big wing. But like, I think he's more of a natural number 2, and I think if he slides into that in his later 20s, he'll have.
It's
a really
very, very rare and very hard for a guy 6'5" and under to be the absolute
guy.
To be the absolute best player on his team and that team win a championship.
Yeah.
It's happened twice in the NBA. Tell me who it is.
Isaiah Thomas.
The great Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry.
Yeah. Oh, he's 6'3", but
he sort of.
In his dreams, I've stood beside that guy.
Listed as. I think he's actually maybe that tall. He's kind of like weirdly tall relative to. You think you stood beside him?
I'll say he's 6'2" at best, but I'm telling you what it is though.
You were tall. You were taller than him.
I'm 6'1". I'm right under 6'2".
Uh-huh.
He's a little bit taller than me, but he's more diesel than I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's close to what to stated.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, Hap lives in Cleveland. He's seen the games. How big you think Donovan Mitchell is? Is he legit 6'3"?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, but the difference between Donovan and other guards that size, he's
Diesel.
very strong.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he's huge.
But it's hard.
Very
It's
strong.
tough.
Well, the NBA was founded in 1946, so that's what 54 and 23. That's 77 years, and 2 teams have won with a guy under 6'5" as their absolute. Well, 3 actually. We're forgetting about but it just doesn't count because it happened in the 70s. Forgetting about the Supersonics with Gus Williams and Dennis Johnson.
Okay, right.
I love DJ. I'll count it.
But that's a different version of DJ.
Yeah, very
That's
much
the-
so,
That's the
yeah.
high flying, shot blocking,
Right.
dunking DJ.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
Yeah. But Happy.
But it's always been a big man's league. Yeah, like and
Well, size matters in everything.
sure.
That's that girl. Hap.
Yeah.
So you don't think Cleveland gonna do anything at all?
No, I don't. If I'm in the East, I don't fear them at all.
Amen.
I really don't.
Amen. I think the Knicks would take them out again.
But the Knicks are without Randall's out with that shoulder.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah, there was like talk he might get surgery, but he also might not get the surgery. And so I don't know. It seems like one of those deals where like you probably eventually have to get the surgery, but I think he might come back.
Now Adam and Jesse remember this. Remember I was a big Brooklyn Nets fan.
Yes,
Dinwiddie.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
The wheels have fallen off over there.
He was so bad.
Yeah.
He is so bad.
But what happened?
I
They're
don't
saying he might be a malcontent.
He did not like playing for Jack Bond.
They say he stopped playing.
That's official.
But Happy, who I want to kill sometimes because he steals these great, not steal, he comes to these great points. Happy said him in L.A. is a good fit because not only can he distribute, which LeBron won't let him do because LeBron's got to have the ball, but then when he can shoot the basketball, so he might be able to help him off the bench. But last game he played 27 minutes. Goose egg.
Rough.
0 for 9.
Rough.
Yeah, 0 for 9. Happy still believing Dinwiddie can help the Lakers?
I do. You know, I think that with LeBron being who he is now at this age,
Ball dominant.
and I think that if they can spread the floor even more, it would allow him to do the things he used to doing. And I think Dinwiddie can do that. Now, I don't know what happened to him the other night when he went 0 for 9, but
It happens.
you know, last night Curry didn't have a good game either. So,
Yeah. It happens. Yeah.
so
Can't be great every night.
it happens. But I do believe, though, that he can help them just from shooting the ball alone. I don't know if he's got to do much more than that. I don't think they brought him to L.A. to do any more than to spread the floor.
Yeah, because LeBron's going to have the ball.
LeBron's going to try and go downhill. So, you know.
Check it out. All right. So we talked about the number 1 team in the East. You guys say it's Boston. Antonio agrees. Happy agrees. I agree. Who?
You said that like you didn't agree.
No. I said I. Who?
I will say, come playoff time, I feel like it might be a little different.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Who do you think can beat him, Antonio? Who do you think can beat genuinely can beat the Celtics 4 times in 7?
Honestly, I think it just depends because you never know which version of Tatum you'll get.
I think it's a bona fide stud though.
He is, but he does disappear. That's without question. I feel like Jaylen Brown always steps up, but
They finally got a legitimate point guard though in Holiday. Even though he's getting up
Well,
there.
here's the thing that Boston has that they did not have last year.
What was that?
They've got Kristaps Porzingis, who is absolutely balling this year.
oh yeah, we said that a couple weeks ago, didn't we? Have
balling.
If he's
And
healthy,
plus,
if he's
they have
healthy,
a great perimeter defensive player, Drew Holiday, that can get you buckets in bunches. So this is not the same Boston team from last year. They don't have to put all that on Jalen. I mean, on what's his name, shoulders. They don't have to put all that on him. They don't have to put all that on Tatum this year. So last year, Tatum, Brown. This year, White's playing good ball. Porzingis playing good ball. Tatum and Brown are doing what they normally do. And then you throw him a man on defense who can get you buckets, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're a completely different team. And I don't think people understand how good they are.
And they don't have crazy ass Marcus Smart taking crazy 3-pointers. Jesus.
that's true.
Yeah.
Adam, you think the Knicks can upset them?
Not without Randall.
The Celtics?
Yeah.
Not without Randall.
Like, who in the East do you think could actually beat the Celtics in a 7-game
Well, I think the Knicks with Randall, if Randall's back, as Lynn was saying, I think they could. I wouldn't.
Just a dominant rebounding team, and they're physical as hell.
Yeah, and OG has been such a difference for them. So I don't.
That guy's good.
Yeah, he's amazing. Another right place, right time player.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Knicks could. I think the Heat always can because they've had their numbers in the past, and Spoelstra is
the best tactician in the league.
Well, 17 times the coach that Joe Maz is. So they have a 2-game advantage on them with that, and a psychological advantage. And Butler really likes to
he does like
he really
to
likes
press
to
on an
the
advantage.
Celtics.
Happy. Do you think Spoelstra is worth? What do you think? I'm thinking.
I think 1.5 games.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Is he that good, Happy, or am I overrating him?
No, he's a phenomenal coach, but the problem is he doesn't play.
That's funny. Now, we have a Miami Heat fan here.
Yeah.
Miami can't beat Boston.
Yeah.
They can beat.
Tonio.
They can beat Boston.
They can't beat Boston.
They can
Not in
beat-
the series. They can't.
They can beat
Tony,
Boston.
is that your heart or your head?
No, that's both.
They can't do it.
Of course.
They can beat Boston
It's gonna be Hawkettes time,
can't,
baby.
Not in the series. They can't do
because
it.
Boston doesn't have Porzingis can't guard Bam. That's
True.
That's straight up.
But the other
And
side,
I
what about
don't
the other
I
end
don't
of
know.
the
Can
court?
they guard him on the other end?
Oh,
That's
they're
the
in.
issue, right?
Bam-
They're going to
Bam-
pull Bam out the 3-point line.
Bam
Bam's
can-
been able to roam.
Bam can guard the perimeter,
Yeah, well, he's going to have to.
and
Porzingis at
Porzingis
7'3" has an 18-footer though. He has a 16,
He's
18
got like
footer.
a
He has
38 footer.
All footers.
Yeah.
yeah, he's not going to drive on you though.
True.
He will on occasion. He'll take you in the post on occasion. He's
That's
posted
right.
up a lot this year.
He'll mash
What
on
he doesn't
switches.
do is rebound. Now 7 boards a game, that's less than 2 a quarter. At 7'3", you got to get more rebound.
So,
Yeah, but Tatum's an elite rebounder. Derek White's an elite rebounder.
True.
They're getting rebounds from other positions. I don't think that's a problem.
I think the Heat could get
No.
them. I do think the Heat.
I think with a
them.
Kristaps injury, they certainly could.
Can we change that to you want the Heat to get him?
No, I think they can get them.
I just think,
I-
psychologically.
Yeah, they have a-
they have a real psychological.
I think there's a little bit of like last year's Denver team, which was everyone said you can't win a championship with a big man who's not a defense first center, and they won that championship in second gear, and now everyone's like, oh yeah, they're the best team, and he's the best player. Like obviously they were going to win the whole time, but at the time it was like it felt a little more up for grabs, and I feel a little bit like we're in that same spot with Boston this year because they're so dominant, and we're so used to them finding a way to shoot themselves in the foot, and they've done it since Jalen and Jason have been in the league.
The last 5-6 years,
Right.
you're right.
Yeah, so I think
All right.
I wouldn't be surprised if they run through the league and they go 16-4 in the playoffs. I would not be surprised at all. I think they're that good.
You mean win the championship?
Yes, I think they
The
are.
whole thing.
I think they're right now. Their numbers are like they are maybe the 10th best team of all time.
And I kind of feel like a healthy Philly could get Boston.
Right, but they're not going to see a healthy
Anybody with a modicum of education can match the numbers to come to any conclusion they want.
That's right, Jesse.
Yeah, it's true. Who do you think is the all right? Who would they beat in the Eastern Finals? Who
in the
will
East
face
Finals.
Boston.
Well, I mean, seeding.
The Knicks.
Yeah, I would think the Knicks. I think the Knicks.
You both said the
I
I
Knicks.
think Celtics,
Yeah.
Celtics, Knicks, Eastern Conference.
I just don't. I don't really. First of all, like it's so hilarious to me that the Bucks fired their coach because he wouldn't make playoff adjustments, and they ended up with maybe the worst playoff adjuster of all
Yeah.
time
now,
as a coach.
Now you guys might have missed it, but my woodshed, where I take the task anything in sports, that I think is, I talked about the NBA superstar getting coaches fired. Giannis has had 4 coaches in the last. Happy said a year.
Yeah.
The last
Yeah,
6
but
months.
Griffin was his guy. You can't blame I think he
got Griffin
wanted
fired.
Griffin
Well, how'd he get? Well,
because Griffin was a terrible coach. He
how
fired
can
him
you
fired.
be 30
because
at 13? How can you be terrible if you're 30 and 13?
He was having Brooke Lopez play like out on the perimeter, like switch defense.
I repeat,
Brooke
30
Lopez is like
and
the best
13.
drop defender in the league.
30 and 13, they fired him.
You just said the best player should not win MVP. Your record should not mean you can't be fired. I don't think. I mean, I think Griffin was an absolutely worthy firing. I don't think he deserves to be the coach.
So
I wouldn't have hired Doc Rivers. I think Doc Rivers is a bad coach too.
This is his 4th coach in 6 months.
Well, don't count Joe Prunty. He was just an interim for like a
Okay,
week.
3rd
That's
coach
not-
in 6 months.
And like,
And
but
his
I mean,
stinky brother makes $2.3 million.
that's a bigger issue because that's
Makes $2.3
there's
million.
there's no like
I'll tell you what right now.
salary cap on coaches.
I'll
If
go
they're
to the
lower pay.
mountaintop right now and say that me, Antonio, Adam, and Jesse, and my dead bulldog are going to get signed by some NBA team. If what's it? Pronounce his name again.
Thanasis.
Thanasis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a bigger deal than firing coaches because you have a limit on how many players what you can pay players.
Hey, listen, on
Happy. Adam's got to break out.
I got to run.
Yeah.
Love you, Lynwood.
Yeah, man. Good seeing you.
Thanks,
I'm glad you
Antonio.
came by.
For sure. It's great.
That's
meeting-
Adam
it's great
Price
meeting
is
you.
checking out.
All
For
right.
your listeners out there, Adam Price, man, NBA, modern NBA fanatic. All right, he's out, but he's going to take care of some business. Thank you for coming by, Adam.
Thanks, man.
All right, brother. All right.
Have a good one.
The Bucks are appeasing Giannis, man. 3 coaches in 6 months.
Yeah.
I do have a question though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go.
Are the Bucks?
I think it's the Bucks and Nick in I'm sorry, Tony.
No,
I
you're
think it's the Bucks and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Go.
I was actually going to ask. Do you feel like the Bucks are the shakiest team in the East? Excluding like the bottom.
When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah,
When
because
it's
Yeah.
good, it's great.
I can't get a really good read on them. I mean, they beat the heck out of the Celtics a couple weeks ago. They beat them by 40 points.
I think
And
did Miami
they're
beat
on.
them the other night by like
Yeah, and then they
25 or
lose. They
something?
lost to Cleveland by like 35. I mean, they're like they can beat anybody, and then they can lose in a way that we're just like you're pathetic. So
Mr.
I don't know.
Mr. Cole? What do you think?
Well, it's the NBA, so any of those top 5 teams could probably beat each other. But you got to ask yourself, though, can they do it in a series? And that's when it matters.
Yep.
If I beat you on Thursday and then you beat me on Saturday, those games really don't matter. Can you do it in a 7-game series?
Well,
when it counts.
we're only
And I don't
facing that
think-
team.
Yeah.
I don't think that any team in the East can beat the Celtics if they stay healthy. I don't think any team in the East can beat them in a 7-game series. I just think they're too loaded, too deep. They're playing too good of a basketball right now. It's hard to double team. It's hard to guard them because they spread the floor so good. They got 3 guys that can shoot from anywhere on the floor.
Yep.
They got 2 guys or 3 guys that can put the ball on the floor and go to the hole. It's hard to guard them, man.
That's a hard 8-game leads. That's a hard number to make up
I mean, they're going to clinch the 1 seed in early March.
unless they fall apart.
And for the whole playoffs. I mean, that means like they
The
can
number
play
1 seed, yeah.
anybody in the West.
They had the home-
They're going to
home
have home
field
court throughout. And it doesn't. I don't know. Like they were actually kind of a bad home team, and they were better on the road in the last couple playoff years. But I think it still matters. I mean, I think they are a great team, kind of in disguise, because we know that they mess up all the time. We're so used to.
For the record, you're saying Celtics, Knicks in the East Conference Final?
Yeah, I mean, I could see the Bucks there too. Like, but I don't think it really matters. I think
Now
the
I'm
Celtics
giving
are
Tony a hard time. He's a Heat fan. But you think the Heat can beat the Celtics in the series? But if you're picking 2 teams and and money's on it, what 2 teams in the East Conference Finals?
I like the consistency of Boston right now,
Boston, one of them.
and
I say Knicks.
I'd say the Knicks are probably the
Yeah.
second most consistent team in
and the
the
Knicks
East.
don't make it, then you're Heat.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
I go
yeah.
Heat,
Yeah.
but
I say Celtics, Knicks, Celtics win it. Happy who you got in the East Conference Finals.
But here's the thing we have to realize about the Celtics, all right? Unlike most of the teams in the East, this is the very first year that these guys have played together. So they haven't experienced any playoff pressure at all as a unit. So, and I think that can be detrimental to them.
That's a good point.
If these games get close down the end, they go down to the wire.
Happy, that's why I love you.
So-
At the same time,
I mean, that's true for Kristaps, Porzingis, but the rest of those guys
Yeah.
have
no,
have
Holiday.
failed on.
This is Holiday's first year.
Well, I mean,
With
he
that
failed
team.
on the, and he got embarrassed by Jimmy Butler in the first round last year. Maybe not with the Celtics,
Yeah.
but like he knows what it means to
Yeah.
be embarrassed. Like he doesn't want to get embarrassed by Jimmy Butler again. Is I guess what
He's
And
one of
I-
my
and I just-
favorite. Go ahead, Ab, I'm sorry.
I also think that, them being a new unit playing together, and I meant this as a unit, not as, as an individual
Right.
player, because I know Holiday's been there before. But as a unit, they don't know what it's like to put the feet in the fire as a unit. So I think unless they don't look at it that way and just continue to do what they do. But we all know one thing is for sure. Playoff basketball brings another dimension to a team.
Yeah.
Well, it maximizes possessions and it shortens the game up a little bit.
And Porzingis looks great, but like he's gonna if they play the Heat in the second round, they're gonna be going after Porzingis every single time, and I wouldn't have any confidence that he's not gonna end up limping in game two.
That's Antonio's point.
I
that's
think
Antonio's point.
teams are gonna go after Porzingis and be like, we're
You
gonna
mean go after him defensively?
just
Physically.
be physical with him. Like he's
brittle.
always limping. He's
brittle.
always going
That
down.
is true. And he has bad footwork on defense.
Yeah,
His footwork is terrible.
yeah. I think I'd like
And that's probably just him being 7 feet, but still.
7'3".
Or
Yeah,
7'3".
exactly. Yeah.
7'3".
You got. I mean,
He doesn't board.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, man.
He doesn't get double digit, but
7 rebounds a game is less than 2 a quarter.
he plays on the perimeter.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
right.
kind of
But I
a-
He's
tell you
playing
what, they didn't
25
bring
feet
him
from
there
the
to
basket.
rebound.
yeah.
I get that, but you got to board, man.
They didn't bring him there to rebound.
Now this is tried and true in basketball. You turn the ball over less than your opponent. You out rebound them, and you hold them to a decent defensive field goal percentage. Not guaranteed, but it's tried and true. Chances are pretty good you'll win that game.
Yeah, but what did I say earlier about offensive rebounds? Like if
I
if
got
they
your
have
point.
Porzingis 25 feet from the hoop, and Bam's got to be 23 feet from the hoop to guard him. There's a lot of available real estate by the rim that someone in a green jersey can grab a rebound. It doesn't.
You're
like,
saying Bam won't get it because he's guarding Porzingis.
Yeah, I'm saying you're pulling guys away from the rim that are good rebounders. That enables
Yep.
your other players to grab rebounds.
Now, I'll
It's
say
about
this.
gang rebounding.
I'm
It's about team
talking.
rebounding more
I'm
than
talking to a
individual
guy, my friend Happy Cole. Now I'm talking about pickup basketball
Yeah.
here. Hap's like 6'2", but the arms of the guy is 6'6", 6'7".
rebounding. Nice.
He was
Good wingspan.
He was the greatest, the greatest guard rebounder I've ever seen as a pickup player. Don't tell me it's not important, Happy.
I'm telling you why they brought him there. I didn't say rebounding was not important.
Right.
I'm just saying they didn't bring him there to rebound. You don't think they knew he couldn't rebound before they went out and got him? Of course they did.
But if he's getting 7, I feel like that's effective in
Yeah.
terms of him.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need
Yeah,
to be
for him, 7 is not bad.
They don't need him to be a double-digit
Jokic is
rebounder.
getting 15, but the rest of us.
But he's always on, like... in
That's
the
right. He's
post,
right
too,
by the
so,
rim all the
yeah,
time.
So that makes sense.
That's
Yeah.
not true because he shoots threes, he shoots jump shots.
He doesn't shoot that many threes, though.
No.
The point.
Not compared to Porzingis.
Right.
Am I wrong?
So they brought him in there
I'm
to
with
stretch the floor and to give them more perimeter scoring, which he is doing. The 20 points a game, he is doing what they brought him there to
How
do.
many games did he miss this year?
He hasn't missed that.
Not
13.
many, actually. Yeah, but it's like low double digits.
Yep, 13.
I think he is, there's some risk. There's a real risk involved. Like, if he gets hurt in the first round of the playoffs, they might not have the upside to beat every single team that they face. But if
They
he's
won't.
healthy, like, their upside is way higher. Like it's hard to compare it to last year's team because he just changes the dimensions of the floor. I really don't think some of these teams can guard them as a unit. Their 5-man unit is not quite as good as Denver's, but their top 7 is the best in the league.
They got 3 guys who can go for 25 a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the West.
Let's go to the West, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
curious about the West because the West has there's a lot of weird matchups over there. I feel like the East is kind of like Boston's to lose, and I would pick Boston over the field. In the West, I would pick the field over any individual.
I have to eat my crow with regards to the L.A. Clippers because I thought when the Clippers got James Harden, it would torpedo their team.
I did too.
But I think kudos to Westbrook and a little to Harden for staying inside himself. What are they like, 24-8 in the last 32? They're killing.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be terrible.
Kawhi's
Happy, what do you think about the? Well, first of all, Jesse and I, like I said 2 years ago, joked about this. Well, I was doing most of the joking. Jesse was more listening about Westbrook on the way out. He'd be out of the league. That guy has resurrected himself, and I give my friend and co-host Hap Cole credit. He said that he has to get with the right team, and he found the right team. Agreed, Happy?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
The right team, man.
Westbrook, man, I'm telling you, that dude, man. And he's also on my. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Here's what people don't realize about Russell Westbrook.
What's that, brother?
He is a role player.
Now,
He's a role player.
or always
He's
has
always
been.
been a role player.
And his role early was, in his prime was what?
To score. To score.
To score
But he's
and
always
just.
been a role player.
That's a good role.
And what I
That
mean
guy,
by
man.
that is simply this. He's not the guy you want taking the shot at the end of the game.
No,
He's not the guy that you want to go to when it's clutch time.
to make decisions.
He's not that guy. But his buckets during the game come because he just simply outruns everybody and goes downhill more than anybody in the NBA.
He was fit,
So
man, like
that
nobody
was his
else.
role. He's nothing but a role player. Now he's got a different role.
Okay, that's pretty good, Hap. What do you think about Westbrook, Jess?
I mean, I'm glad that he accepted this role. I think he's actually pretty irrelevant. Like, I don't think that their long-term success matters. I don't think
I think
it really matters.
I think him going to the bench to really help him. Because
Yeah, they wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have worked.
No,
it would have
because
been
he can't
tension.
shoot. Like they needed to have Terrence Mann play instead of him because they need somebody in the corner
And
to
his
shoot
free
threes.
throw percentage has
But, like,
really gone down in the last 5 years.
Their playoff success does not have anything to do with Westbrook. Like I just don't. He's gonna play 15 minutes a game in the playoffs. It doesn't really matter that much, honestly. But like, I'm glad that he accepted that role because he can't start
at $47 million a year.
Yeah, but I mean, I was pretty high on the Clippers for a while. I don't know, like, what do you think they can do in the playoffs? Do you think they?
Let's get Antonio's take.
Okay.
Antonio, you got any thoughts on the Clippers?
Let's see, because someone's hurt right now. Paul George is hurt right now.
Is he? Okay, yeah, I was
We're
wondering.
not seriously though.
No.
But if it's a foot injury or a toe injury or something that can linger.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it is foot, ankle, something like
Oof, that's not good.
that. Yeah, especially with his injury history.
That's right.
If your
But-
feet are hurting, ain't nothing funny.
But I do agree with you. But I do like Westbrook leading the second unit, even though he does play with the first unit guys. But I don't feel like the Clippers are really a viable Western playoff contender.
Aren't they number one?
I think I'd actually put
OKC, Minnesota.
I put Sacramento above them. I like Sacramento.
Sacramento beat them 2 nights ago.
Yeah, I like Sacramento as kind of a sleeper that is on the verge of becoming something great or has the possibility of becoming something great. But
Fox
of
is
course,
a bunch.
And from the Department of Useless Information, Sacramento's coach, Mike Brown, was Hap's old neighbor. Useless information.
Oh, back when he's coaching Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's funny.
yeah. So you of course have Denver in the West, and then the Lakers are always
Useless.
there.
Useless. Yeah, useless.
They're depending on what Anthony Davis does. I feel like he's the
Data Davis.
the key to the Lakers' success.
Funny.
But yeah, I might put
The Lakers are done.
I think I might put the Clippers in maybe the fifth spot, somewhere in there.
All right.
You don't trust these young teams. You don't trust like Minnesota or Oklahoma City.
No, not really.
I don't really either. I'm kind of with
All right.
Yeah,
So
no.
Antonio, we got who do you pick in the Western Conference Finals? Go.
You always have to watch out for Phoenix too.
No. But anyway, go.
They just jumped 3 spots.
Okay, I got you. Go.
Of course, Denver. They're always going to be in there until
I got Denver and OKC.
You got Sacramento. Say Sacramento. I want to hear you say it. I'm into it.
Sacramento's
I love
good,
this.
man.
I like this take.
Actually, I will go
Yes.
Sacramento.
Sacramento and who?
Denver.
Denver.
Because I would give Phoenix more of a chance, but Bradley Beal, they don't have that third person.
Yep.
Bradley Beal can't stay
Can't
healthy.
stay healthy. That's right.
If they had that third option, then they'd be good to go, I feel like.
Happy Cole, my friend of 30-something plus years. Who do you got?
Well, Denver is a given, I think.
A
unless
given?
Someone gets hurt. But, I've got to go with the Clippers, man.
So Denver and the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals?
I think so.
Okay. Jesse.
I think that I agree that Denver's a given. I think that their 5-man.
They got the best player.
The way that they just like turned Golden State was looking good in that first half last night,
Didn't beat you.
and they were just like, you know what, we're not going to let you score anymore.
They're a gigantic team, too.
They're gigantic. They're enormous, and that makes a difference. Like
The smallest,
Golden State's too small.
The smallest player on that court for them is 6'5".
Oklahoma City is too small. Minnesota's big. Minnesota can
But not as good.
match up with them, but they're
But
not.
as good.
They can't score.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, it's good.
So, gosh, who are we not thinking of? I don't really trust New Orleans.
Denver's big, man. That smallest star is Jamal Murray is the smallest star. He's 6'5".
Dude, I came on here during the playoffs last year. I came on this show and we talked about during that Miami series, and I was like, I think Miami's too small for them.
You did
Like-
say that.
I
Like
do not
Bam-
like Bam at the 5.
Bam was the fifth tallest player in that series.
I do
Like
not-
he was smaller.
But
he was
the
taller
tallest-
than MPJ.
But the tallest Heat guy, though.
No, he wasn't.
Who was the tallest Heat guy?
Last year they had Jaquez, and Jaquez is a rookie this year.
Well, how can he?
Love.
Kevin Love.
Yeah, I guess Love.
And
But
then,
he played smaller than 6'10".
and then they
though.
also had Yerk 7.
Oh right, yeah, they did.
But no one's
They
game
did.
planning for York 7.
You don't have to.
That's the point
you
I'm
don't
making.
have to make you just need someone tall to be in the way.
I
They
get
were- they were
that.
too small.
But Bam,
Denver's huge.
But Bam being 6'8", 6'9" at the 5, that does not work.
It doesn't work. It does not work. And Denver proves you have to have size and strength, and you have to be able to
Skill.
score. You have to have skill.
Well, people always say it's about Wilt Chamberlain. Oh, he was bigger than everybody. Yeah, and better than everybody.
yeah,
Because they have three.
That's why he was so
Don't
good.
they have 3 guys that are 6'10"
6'10".
or above?
yeah. MPJ is
With
6'10".
Aaron
Gordon 6'10",
and then Jokic.
is 7'1". Like
don't
they
think
were
that
just
big.
dominating big, and like
The point I'm
Oklahoma
making-
City's
you're
too
right.
small. The Warriors are way too small.
The Warriors were way too small.
Way too small.
Oklahoma's small, but what Oklahoma City have on their side?
You
though?
literally have to run them.
They're youth.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
young.
You'd have to run
They don't
them.
give up on plays. That's true.
Yeah, they're young.
They're active.
Happy. You got
Yes.
You got the Clippers. Not the Clippers. You got you got the Clippers in Denver in the finals.
That's what I said.
Man, I definitely believe in the Clipper. I mean, in the
You know,
Nuggets.
you know the thing about the Nuggets? They have defenders.
yeah,
Because Eric Gordon and MPJ, both of them are.
and Caldwell Pope.
Yeah,
He's a
CPK
great-
Oh, Gordon.
or KCP.
Eric Gordon's with the Phoenix. You talking
Yeah,
about
Aaron.
Aaron
Aaron
Gordon.
Gordon.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
They just
But all of them
they're
can
good.
defend.
They're,
They're
You know-
long.
they're
you
like
Gordon-
they don't get any reputation, but they're good defenders. They stripped
you
the
know
ball
what
last
Gordon
night
does?
against the Warriors.
When
time and time
when
again.
Jokic gets the ball at the foul line or the key, he just dives to the basket because Jokic will find him.
Yeah,
I
it's
bet
a
he
big
gets
play.
2 or 3 dunks a game off
Those are
you.
some big dudes, man.
Yeah.
You could just throw it
They got a tall
anywhere
team,
and they'll
yeah.
go get it.
Jamal Murray's 6'5". He's the smallest starter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to come out of the West again. I wouldn't pick them over the field. I think they'll probably win every series, but I think they're going to have a tougher path to get to the finals than Boston will.
Oh, the gauntlet be tougher.
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, like they might have to
Yeah.
play. Like actually, you know what? I'm going to say in the West Finals is going to be Denver Dallas. I'm going to pick Dallas. Yeah, look at you shaking your head.
No, I enjoy watching Jokic play. Not Jokic, but Luka play, man. But I just think
They got
he's a-
Gafford now. They got PJ Washington. They got some size. Like they can shoot.
PG Washington from Charlotte.
Yeah,
I
they
feel
got him
like
at the deadline.
Dallas just doesn't play enough defense. And Luka's too ball dominant. Even though he does get the assists, but he's just too ball dominant for me.
By the way, I looked it up. 3.6 turnovers a game, so not 4. Close.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Well, people don't bring that up, man. They'll put up all the time. He had 10 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists and 7 turnovers. So actually, he had no assists. You know what I'm saying? If you got 5 turnovers and 7, you got 5 assists and 7 turnovers. You're minus 2.
You just said he had 3.
I'm giving you a point.
7 assists and 5 turnovers. And he has 2.
No. 5 and 7. What I'm saying is,
Antonio, you trust Sacramento's defense?
They never. De'Aaron Fox is a left-handed version of Gary Payton. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do?
6'3", 6'4", rangy.
I think they play good enough defense.
Yeah.
But that their offense compensates for they'll drop 125 on you. Even though they might not be able to hold you to 110.
Right.
You know.
Malik Monk is good.
Malik Monk could not get in the game for the Charlotte Hornets.
Right.
But he's a major contributor on our leading.
good.
He can score, man.
Yeah.
Remember when he was in Kentucky and they came here and they beat Carolina?
Yes, I do remember that game.
45. And I'm talking about they needed every basket.
Oh, and something we briefly discussed earlier. So Sabonis leads the league in triple doubles and double doubles. What are your thoughts on that?
He is an awesome passer. He's an awesome playmaker.
Because I feel like that's what they were lacking when they're in the playoffs last season. Like he's
the same guy.
He disappeared. He wasn't doing that last season though. He disappeared during the playoffs.
They had a tough matchup. I think the Warriors matched up pretty well.
They put
against
Green
them.
on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got stomped. He got his
Drummond
chest stomped, unfortunately.
Drummond Green, who I completely dislike, the limited one. The guy can't guard people though. Happy, what do you think about Golden State and what Draymond Green brings to them? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, he's not bringing a damn thing now.
Man.
He was, in his prime, one of the best defenders in the league. I think that role has changed for him now. He still hustles. He still plays hard. He still rebounds. I just think he's lost a step, and I think the Warriors are experiencing that. You know, when you take Clay, put him on the bench, bring him off the bench, I think you've got to change your whole dynamic way of playing, and it's I don't know if it's helping them or hurting them, but I don't think Draymond is the same Draymond that we saw 2 or 3 years ago.
He's even more limited. He's even more limited than he used to be offensively. He's terrible.
Well, he never had to be great at offense.
His all-time best at Golden State is 14 points a game, and I think in 12 or something.
I get it.
But
he never had to be great, though, Wood.
Yeah, I'm with you. What I'm saying is this: 3 seasons ago, when Steph and Clay were hurt, and Golden State won 18 games, Draymond Green averaged 9 points a game for the season.
Well, nobody expected him to go from that to 25. I mean,
yeah, I'm with you. I'm just saying he's a limited player. He's a limited player.
He's a defensive guy. He's a motivator out there.
A facilitator.
He's a quarterback out there.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of things, but scoring is not one of his, top 5 or 6 things to do.
Man.
And they know that. He knows that, so he plays within his role.
I don't know, man. Oh, college basketball. We got 12 minutes.
Lynwood?
Yes, sir.
My
Your?
my daughter wanted to talk to you.
Kennedy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Put her on.
Go ahead. I'll get her.
All right. Yeah. Hap's daughter, man, Kennedy was I met her. She's a young kid, man. She's a good girl. She's at University of Cincinnati now, doing well, from what her father tells me. And we letting our a guest back in, Mr. Jesse Paddock, had to take a break here. He's back. Go, Kennedy. Are you there?
No, not yet.
Oh, she's not there? Okay. Here we go. We switch to college basketball now. Jesse, you think UNC has a chance at Final Four?
Yes, I do, actually.
Really? Yeah. Even with the ACC goes through me, Baycock? Have loved that, bro.
I mean, he's going to turn about 35 next.
35, and at halftime, he and Cormac Ryan checked their 401ks. Go.
Yeah, I think that team's good.
As I asked Antonio earlier, is that your heart or your head? You really believe that?
Well, you know, I don't watch college
Wood?
basketball. Hap, what do you think?
Wood.
Yes.
Kennedy?
Kennedy?
Yeah.
Kennedy's, this is Hap's daughter, Kennedy. She's a sophomore, I think, at University of Cincinnati. But how you doing, Kennedy? This is his daughter.
I'm good. How are you?
What's going on, baby? You doing all right?
Yeah.
What are those grades like? Be
They're
honest.
good. They're good.
Happy. Is she being honest here? Is that right?
They're good.
No, they're good. Well, the father.
Good.
When that said my friend Hap Cole, he's not fudge. He tells the truth. What's been going on? How's are you working, schooling? What's going on?
Yeah, I just got a new job actually as a server.
Doing what? Where?
Serving.
Well, what?
It's a
What's the
brewery
name of the spot?
About 10 minutes.
I'm sorry.
It's a brewery.
Ah.
Nice.
Kennedy,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
tell Uncle Will why you called.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
Uh-oh. I
I
messed
was
up. I
calling
messed
to
up
tell
somewhere.
you
That.
Tatum's graduation party.
Ah. All right. Here's the story. I missed Kenny's graduation party years ago, and she won't let me forget it. But go ahead. Kenny's graduation. Caden is Hap's son. He's graduating when? When's his party?
He graduates. The party's on June 14th.
All right, this is February 26th. I got a
gotta
chance
go.
to do this. I
You
got a
can
chance.
make this-
and,
you can
and
make
I
this
can, and
work.
I can make up for both of them.
Yeah, you can. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. She's not gonna let me forget
Somewhat.
it though. She's a good girl. I like Kenny, man. She turned out to be all right. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go.
All right.
We can figure
That's
it out.
what she was calling. So
I get it. Kenny, I
Yeah.
swear to you, I'll be there.
All right.
Nice.
Nah, I don't say this on air. Everybody's listening. I'll make this.
It's a promise.
He's a good kid, man. Caden's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
So
All
you
right.
people out there heard him. He
I will make it,
special.
and I'll make it up to both of them. I'll take them both to dinner. How's
All
that?
right.
How's that?
All right.
All right.
Kennedy,
Yeah.
we got to finish this show. I love you.
All right. Love you too.
All right, baby. See you later.
Bye, baby.
Thanks, Ken.
Bye.
All right, baby. All right. College basketball. Hap, can UNC make it to the Final Four? Or are they Final Four worthy?
I'd say right now, from what I've seen, they're Elite Eight.
Mm.
They're going to have to play more consistent basketball. You know, you can't beat Duke and lose to Georgia Tech in the same week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
No, you
and then lose to
can't.
Clemson.
that's a good point.
Man, that's a good point.
You can't. The other thing you cannot do is what they did tonight. You can't have a 14-minute lead, a 14-point lead with 6 or 7 minutes left in the game
Yeah,
and
tag 'em.
squeak one out.
Yeah.
They don't have the capacity to close teams out completely. They don't have that in them.
What
And
are they
that's
missing?
what's going to be
What is that?
a note of worry for me, because you know how the tournament works. The more you advance, the better the teams get.
Right.
So if you're up on 14 points on a team, you've got to find a way to close them out and keep them out. Not what they did tonight, not what they've been doing the last 4 or 5 games. I mean, they won some games. They've lost some games they should have won. But you know my philosophy, Wood.
Win the games you're supposed to win.
Win the games you're supposed to win. That's right.
And you can't be an elite team and let the inferior team hang around.
That's right. You got to close them out. You got to
Early.
You got to close them.
You got to stomp the
They're
neck,
closing.
man.
That's right.
You don't care who's in the
God bless
stands.
Miami. They're not a great team.
They're not. You
Really
gotta
good
get-
athletes, but they were up by 14.
How you let them sneak back in?
And the other thing that Carolina does not do well, and
What's
it's
that?
going to hurt them, they do not shoot free throws well.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
That's going to catch up with you. Yep.
That is going to catch up with them. If they can't get the ball to R.J. Davis, they're in trouble.
Well, Mr. Baycock said the ACC run through me, and then he missed those 2 free throws in the clutch. You can't run through you
That's bad.
if you're chipping the paint on the rim on the free throw.
He misspoke, Wood. He meant
He missed them bad.
Runs through him.
Yeah. See what happened?
He meant to say ASS runs through him. Ass runs
Hap,
through him.
Hap. Remember now, all right, Hap. We got 6 minutes. We got to get one more John in before the night's out. All right, listen.
I'm going.
Who's the Jesse?
Yeah.
Admittedly, Jesse's an NBA fanatic, but he's not a college basketball guy.
Not so much anymore, no.
Purdue, Kansas, Marquette, UConn. Are those Final Four guys?
With the caveat that I haven't watched a minute of any of those teams play this.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, I don't watch college basketball.
He's an NBA guy.
I do not watch college
All right,
basketball.
we'll take
I occasionally watch the Heels, but I don't really
we'll take Jesse off. Antonio. UConn. Who are your Final Four? UConn, Purdue. Antonio's a Duke fan. Duke can make it. Duke.
Duke can make it.
Yeah, he can make it.
What's the status of Filipowski? Did you take all the Duke?
We didn't talk about
To
that.
the woodshed.
We'll get that.
Did you take everybody to the woodshed? And
Nah, I took
Who,
NBA
stormed
Power
the
guys.
court?
We didn't talk about storming the court though. All right, last thing. All right, hold on to the Final Four thought, and we'll go 2 minutes on the storming the court. Here's what I think.
Yeah.
If they find the teams, the home team, if they storm the court, they win. But number one thing they do, if you're the host team and you storm the court when we beat you're Duke,
Yeah.
you forfeit the game. That'll stop that automatically.
Apparently, the Big Ten
I like
and all
that.
them already fine, but the ACC doesn't have any rules against
Really?
it.
Like a numeric, like a money fine.
A money fine.
Happy,
Yeah, they find 'em.
happy.
They do. But I like what you said, though, Wood.
There you go,
I like
bro.
what you said.
There you go, Hap.
Yep.
Take the game away, and it'll stop all that.
Yep.
It'll stop all
Yep.
that automatic. You don't want to be the guy. Man, we had a chance at the Big East championship, but you stormed the court, and we lost the we lost the championship because we had that win taken away. You want to be that guy?
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, it
That's
seems
a good one.
like an outdated. At this point, there's upsets. Teams are like talent is distributed.
I get it.
all across the country.
I get it.
I act like you've been there. You know, like I don't.
The comeback would be the reason we're acting like we are because we haven't been there. That's why we're acting crazy. But if you storm the court, you forfeit the game. If you're the host team, if you're the home team,
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm okay with it,
fine
man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's great.
that'll do it. And a fine, and a monetary fine.
Yeah, I saw some ridiculous takes online where people were saying, Shire should have gotten them off the court faster. I'm like,
Someone said that to me today. I was
like
like, what?
literally, Filipowski was
happens.
walking right beside
You're right.
a Wake player.
It doesn't
I
matter.
agree with that.
It doesn't
I-
And
matter.
the players have the right to be on the court.
Yeah.
It's the students or whomever that's rushing that.
The fans,
Technically,
people,
And they're
should not be
televised
there.
games. There's people from ESPN or whatever trying to
People
get post game
think-
interviews. Like nobody. Like I think that's
people
a ridiculous
think
take.
if
I agree.
they
I'm with you
buy
on
a
that.
ticket, I repeat, people think if they buy a ticket and they're at the game, they are part of it. No.
Fans
bad is
should
the
not
injury?
go on the court, and athletes should not go in the stands.
There you go, Happy.
Yes.
Said it. Happy Cole, say it again.
Fans should not be on the court, and no athlete should be in the stands.
There you go.
That seems like
End
a
of story.
good hard and fast rule.
End of story.
Because that
End of story.
literally could have been a Wake player that got hurt.
Right.
It could be anybody.
That's what happened to Caitlin Clark last month in one of her
Yep.
games.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did. Ran right into that lady. Right into her.
No, the lady ran right into her. Yeah, you're right, Happy.
Well, either
yeah.
way.
I got
Either
you.
way,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but-
It's man, get out of here with that, man.
I
And
agree.
I've had fans come to me and say, "Man, I think it was a sitter. I think Filipowski walked up. Get out of here, man.
Come on.
The fans shouldn't storm the court. Get out of here with that."
Well, in response to that, let me ask you this.
Oh, here we go.
What does a 75-year-old woman have between her breasts that a 25-year-old woman doesn't?
Oh my God. What?
Her navel.
I had to go. Guess it didn't like me and Jesse died here, and Tony didn't crack a smile.
Like,
You can't make Antonio laugh. He didn't crack a smile. We're dying. That's a good one. That was funny. I'm sorry. That was funny. All right, well, yeah. Jesse, by the way, did I tell you that Hap's a professional comic? I did tell you that, right?
oh yeah.
That's funny, man. That's a good one. All right. Here we go. This has been the Sporting Hour with Mr. Robinson, Lynwood Robinson. I want to thank our guest, Mr. Jesse Paddock, for coming in, modern NBA nut, along with his cohort, Mr. Adam Price, who's going to take care of some business. My stat and board guy, Antonio Castillo is here, and of course my my co-host and good friend of a long time, Mr. Happy Cole, national comic extraordinaire. And we'll see you next week. Happy, give him that Instagram.
Go to my website, happycole.com.
You can follow me on Twitter at TSH_TheWood, and we will see you. And again, Jesse, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
I think we're going to try to get
back
Adam and Jesse in at least once a month, or maybe more.
Yeah,
This has
playoffs
been
coming
great,
up.
man. The playoffs coming up. It's been great. We'll see you next week. Thank you and good night.
You've been listening to the Sporting Hour on WCOMFM.org with your host, Lynwood Robinson, and your intrepid co-host that goes by the name Happy Cole. Happy Cole with Antonio Castillo on the board and the stats. Bring it back. All right? It's a Sporting Hour on WCOMFM.org.